Today we're going to get a look through every single zero-star team in college football 27, and we're going to throw them all into one conference. Most of them are in the MAC anyway, but we're going to throw the remaining ones all in one conference. Give them 15 years to see what they can accomplish. Hey, somebody's got to win, somebody's got to do something, and we'll track the progress of a whole bunch of categories throughout these 15 years. Wins and losses, recruiting, conference championships, bowl wins, playoffs if they so happen to make it, where they ranked in recruiting and transfer portal, their draft selections, All-Americans, award winners. So here's the standings in year one. Conference championship is going to be Charlotte versus South Alabama. Eastern Michigan also snuck into the top 25. So how we're going to do this video, we'll spectate any conference championship game, so we're guaranteed to at least get some eyes on 15 games. But if there is playoff action to be had, you guys will see it, and I have to imagine there will be at least some playoff production. Again, just by default, somebody has to win, and you'd hope that can materialize into somebody building a pretty nice team. So we hop into the first conference championship at Charlotte, up 20-10 on South Alabama, and looking for a 10-win season is Charlotte, while South Alabama, with a 7-5 record, not going to be threatening any top 25 rankings, but these are always important early on to see who can get that early advantage and build that star rating up, because the difference between the zeros, the half stars, the 1 stars, it scales upwards pretty quickly, because, you know, before in college football 26 and 25, you had to worry about just your overall team success and your prestige, but now you got to worry about the NIL, and the NIL is going to actively prevent you from getting a lot of players, and they need every bit of NIL you can get. All these teams are starting with, you know, because I moved some of the teams into the low conference, like Charlotte, for example, in the American Conference has like over 1,000 NIL, but moving them over to drop their NIL, drop some other teams. These teams are working with like 400, 500, 600 points. It's not a lot, so they got to make the most of it, as Charlotte will get a field goal on their drive to make it a 23-10 game, and looking to run away with this first conference championship. So, you know, we're going to just be staying central to these 16 teams, and, you know, when it comes to them and their success, every conference championship is going to matter to determine who's going to be kind of the winner. You know, at the end, I'm going to tier these teams up and crown kind of who was the best of the 0 stars if you give them 15 years. And, hey, Charlotte is off to the early advantage, a 4th down stop, and getting the ball in the red zone. They could put this one to bed early on in the 4th quarter. We're only 3 minutes down, but they are up 13 and running through the hole for the first down marker. It's going to be 3rd and inches. Their backs averaging just over 9 a carry, and adding on to it to the 6-yard line. Will it be a 20-point lead, as the handoff will lose them yardage? 2nd and goal from the 8. Draw play. They're keeping it on the ground for another no-gain play for 3rd down and goal. They have a tight end in the flats who's got the reception, got the touchdown, and Charlotte will take a 20-point lead, which is ultimately going to put this one away. The first conference championship of the video, 30-10. Charlotte takes it over South Alabama, and like I said, we'll be spectating any playoff games. There is none to look into this year, but I'll show you anything notable that happens. For example, how about an NCAA All-American? It's a punter, but Bowling Green had an All-American, and here are the bowl results for each of these teams. So you'll be getting anything that goes down, any awards, any All-Americans. If a player gets drafted, if I don't show you that a player got drafted, it's because no one got drafted. Here are the recruiting results. So here is the freshman results, and you can see they populate the bottom of the barrel, and UL Monroe not even being able to spend any ounce of money. But here are the transfer portal rankings, which is a lot better. You know, we even got some teams in the top half of the country. So, like, that's a lot more encouraging. So we'll see how that translates into year 2, where Akron goes a smooth 0-8 in the conference, but working our way up. You can see Charlotte doesn't make the conference championship this year, 8-4. Neither does South Alabama. We actually have 2 ranked teams here, though. Buffalo and Ball State is going to be the conference championship matchup. Number 15, Buffalo, which means they are in prime potential playoff position at a 10-2 record. If they win this conference championship, and no other teams, majority of the time it is Boise or Memphis getting the nod as that extra team, if it's not Boise and Memphis or whoever else in front of them, they could be getting that 12 seed spot, but they have to win first. And Ball State is trying to steal it from them. It's 20-13 of Ball State inside the 5. 3rd and goal at the 4. Looking to tie it up. Down by 7. Floating to the end zone. It's tipped off the hands of the receiver and picked off. And Buffalo make sure they come up with nothing. They could have at least had a field goal or gone for it on 4th down, but instead Buffalo takes over. They got a 22-yarder to start their drive, then a loss to make it 2nd and 13, where they got the running back into block, find a man over the middle, saying if he could turn the corner on that last man, but he cannot. To the 33, Buffalo goes, and now in a prime spot to make it a 2-score game if they can have this drive end smoothly, as they are well within field goal range, as long as you don't let something like that happen. A sack and a huge loss. Then the run on 3rd down, they tried to maybe maintain field goal range. They're going to try it anyway. It's a 56-yarder, and their kicker, hey, credit to them. I was doubting if they had a kicker who could hit for 55 plus, but hey, he shut me up real quick, and they got a 10-point lead. That interception in the end zone makes it look real bad, because if Ball State was able to get a field goal on that drive and just settle, it'd still be a 1-score game. Instead, they're getting sacked for the 5th time, and it's 3rd and 19. Hit and now incomplete, and this game on the line, hanging by a thread. 4th and 19, deep ball, tipped and picked again. They should have maybe just swatted it, but I guess, again, they'll shut me up because they're taking it back for a pick 6. And he wanted the return. He took it for 47 yards, and Buffalo is up 30-13. And this game, if Ball State can't find probably the end zone here, I would imagine is going to be all over, but they are finding a big gain inside the 20. 4 minutes to play. We jump to 4th and 7, just looking for the key plays to see if they can keep the game alive. They do. Goal to go from the 6. They are taking a lot of time, though, as they'll go quick slant. Got it for the touchdown. Ball State now needs an onside kick, though. 4 minutes to play, and the recovery for Buffalo. So still, you get a stop, 3 and out. You burn your timeouts. You should be all right, but, well, there's 1 first down. Buffalo well within scoring range and getting another first. And this one slipping away from Ball State. It could be a 10-point loss, and maybe adding more to it. Yes, he will. Touchdown, Buffalo. And that's the final dagger to give Buffalo a conference championship victory and a chance at the playoffs. Will it be enough, though? Just know Memphis and Boise are going to be thorns in the side, and, well, Memphis ends up with the 5 seed. Boise ends up with the 6 seed. That means no bonus like conference champion gets in. But Ball State does get 2 All-Americans on the NCAA team. 2nd team running back and wide receiver. Actually, really impressive for them. And you also get a punter. Hey, everyone counts. The punters count too. We don't discriminate the positions here. So a punter will still count for an All-American or award if they do get it. And unfortunately for Buffalo, they end with just a bowl game. But we'll head into, you know, what year 3 is going to look like. How about a draft pick? Sam Houston and UMass putting up 6th and 7th round players, and the recruiting looks pretty decent compared to last year. We still have the guys at the bottom, but getting some guys in the top 100 for freshmen, and then in the portal, about, again, you know, 2 top 60 teams, a couple teams in the 70s, 80s, like there's some competent talent heading over to these teams as we head to year 3. Middle Tennessee 0-12, that is disgusting. Charlotte down at 5 and 7, unfortunately. But then you get to the top, and, well, we got a team standing alone. UMass 11 and 1, number 13 in the country, and they got to take on Bowling Green. And this could be a playoff opportunity, as Bowling Green, they may be 8 and 4, so it's not going to be like the biggest credible win to jump UMass up in the rankings. But you have to imagine over conference championship weekend, there's going to be a team or 2 in front of them that loses. And they could jump in where they can get the playoff spot without having to be that bonus group team to get in. So there's a real opportunity for UMass. Right now, though, it's going to be a tie game pending this field goal with 9 to play. And Bowling Green does hit it, so playing major spoilers, but we could have a year 3 playoff appearance as UMass tackled in the backfield for a loss. It'll be 17-yard line, 2nd and 12. Find a man on the crosser, and he's got it for 19. I could truthfully say I don't know how many playoff appearances that we're going to have a chance at getting. We're hoping for a couple and seeing if one of these teams can go on a run. But hey, whenever you get that opportunity and it comes calling, you gotta cash in. And for UMass, look at the quarterback scrambling, turning the corner, turning on the Jets. Look how fast he is. From the 34 to the 22 of Bowling Green. Huge run. And now in the red zone with another 7 yards. Come on, UMass. We got to root for them to get to the playoffs so we can get more action going. First and goal from the 7. He'll throw and try to run away, but he's sacked for a loss of 10. And now from the 17, the handoff will get some of those sack yards back, but not all of them. Third down and goal from the 13. He'll just immediately bail and run. I think he maybe should have waited a little bit longer. It's fourth down. And from the 5, they will just kick a field goal. That's fine to give them the lead. But now it's 6 minutes to play. They got to hold on to that 3-point lead. And they got to hold on this run defense because their running back at Bowling Green is over 100 yards on just 11 carries. And now the bubble will get them into UMass territory with 5.5 to go. They'll go pull it, throw it outside for another first, and they're right around field goal range. We'll see if all these teams have 50-plus yard kicking capabilities. Well, they won't have to worry about it most likely on this drive with another first to the 26. But he's hit, almost sacked, but he got the ball away. Third down and 10, and a crucial one here on the rollout. He'll float for the end zone. 1-1. It's incomplete, and they'll have to settle for 3. Kick is good. We're all tied up again, and once again, I can't stress the importance as they're trying to play spoiler here for UMass and their quarterback. He is fast. And, well, speaking of fast, the lineman went a little fast there to get a false start to back him up first and 15 from the 33. And then a sack. Oh boy, it's 2nd and 22. You dig yourself out of this one, 3rd and 19 after the run. You got a big shot in ya. As UMass moving left. He'll throw it on the run. Hey, it's incomplete. And Bowling Green takes over. Blitz sent in on their drive to start, but they will get it out of the check down for a gain of 7. And now swing it out, a little swing screen for the back. He'll get nothing. Maybe they'll give him a yard. They say 3rd down and 2. Handoff. UMass. They got 1. Got past 1, but not 2. UMass takes over inside their own 25. It's a long way to go. 2nd and 13 if they want to get into field goal range, and that's a good one to get it going on the drive. 16 yards to 34. Under 2.5 to play. The run inside will get them 2. We're inching towards the 2-minute warning as the bubble racing for the marker. He's close. They give it 3rd and inches. And the last play before the warning will be a first down conversion from the 47. They're getting closer. Read option right to midfield. They roll him at the 49. 2nd and 7. And the throw, stepping up on the run. Oh, he couldn't get it. I think it was a little behind him as well. Could have been a better throw. 3rd and 7. He'll scramble. He gets through. You got to keep your eyes on him. Hey, he's inside the 30. And you let a quarterback that athletic, that fast, have all that room to run. Maybe you deserve what happened to you in the red zone. Now down to the 5 and at the 4. They can maybe just kneel it out if they want to and take the field goal, but I think they're going to go for a touchdown, but they do get stopped for a loss as from the 7 now, and they'll get tackled. They run the clock down to about 25 seconds to play, kick the field goal. It is obviously good from a short distance, and now Bowling Green with 20 seconds out of bounds for about 31-yard line, and they don't have nearly enough of an arm to get this down the field, especially when you're wasting time there. 8 seconds to go. You got to get one play for a Hail Mary spot. He'll take his shot deep. It's tipped it into the hands of a UMass defender, picked off. That'll be game. And a conference championship 12-1 season for UMass. Will it be enough for a playoff appearance? And the first one of the video. And the results say they win best kicker, 29 of 30. It's actually a really great kicking season. And they do sneak into the 12th spot to get a playoff game against Texas A&M. Middle Tennessee, meanwhile, hey, they went 0-12, but they got an All-American. And then obviously the kicker made All-American after winning best kicker. We got playoff action in year 3, and UMass is not having themselves too bad of a day. You thought they'd be outmatched on the road against an SEC team. Well, right now, 24-21, UMass is winning. But A&M has the ball at the 21-yard line, 3rd down and 10. And A&M is brought down for a sack, and UMass get themselves a major upset. The biggest win, what would be in basically any of these schools' history for the most part. A playoff victory. I mean, that's going to be rare air and uncharted territory for every single one of these schools. 3rd down and 10. And on the roll, got a completion knocked out from him. Wouldn't have had the first down anyway. As A&M takes over from their own 28.5 to go. And he's running backwards. He gets rid of it at least. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. But A&M, I mean, they are not doing too good, like, with the push up from the pass rush of UMass. Now, that was a lot better protection and a 1st down conversion, but their quarterback, let's say 87 yards. He is not having himself a day at all. I mean, luckily for them, they got a running back going crazy, but still, I mean, the passing defense of UMass has actually been pretty spectacular. From the 48, though, they're trying to rack something up, and nope, loss of 2. Just nothing in the passing game. As they'll try to scramble now. He gets free and gets 5. 3rd down and 7. As they send some heat. Get it out. And it's going to be a complete 4th down. They're going to try a 61-yard field goal. And it's no good. UMass can do this. They can actually do this. 7 minutes to go. Got to get rid of it, and he does. I mean, I'd say the one big advantage they have, this quarterback is fast. I don't know how fast, but he's got to have like 90-plus speed. And they got to utilize that the best that they can, because there's not even SEC linebackers that are going to be able to keep up with him. He'll take a shot deep, a 3rd down. Oh, he almost had it. It was knocked out of his hands. And A&M gets the ball back, but they are still down with 6 to go. And they are set up with another 3rd down, a potential 3-and-out situation. Their quarterback scrambles. Nice block to seal it for the 1st down. That was a little bit of slowing them down is all they needed. He got enough, and then it's going to let this drive continue where they're now in UMass territory, finally over 100 yards passing, and they'll go jet pass for a loss of 1. As now 2nd and 11. 4-man rush, pressure in, hit, incomplete. But they tried from 61, here it'd be from 60 as they run it on 3rd down, and he makes a move. Hey, he's got the 1st. That was definitely doable for the UMass defense, and now they gotta worry because their running back is running through everybody. Red zone for the Aggies with under 5. Another jet pass. This one a lot more successful and a touchdown. Texas A&M takes the lead with 4.5 to play in UMass. Look at the blocking. It's good, and it's a good run of 14 as they go bubble, and that's going to be just swarmed and chased down for a loss of 2. Can you be clutch and pull off a crazy upset? Only 1 yard. 3rd and 11. They got a lot of underneath players, and it's 4th and inches. I hate that. I hate that you got to go for that. Punting the ball, you got to go for that. They gave you an opportunity to do it, and instead now you're going to rely upon your defense, which has been pretty good, but still you are down in the talent department. 3rd and 7. He'll scramble. He's got the 1st, and a couple more of those and it'll be game. As A&M, that's another 9. That's like worst case. As now he'll run free inside the 30, sliding at the 29. They're within field goal range. UMass out of timeouts with 2:27 to go. 3rd down and 11 will be the spot at the 2-minute warning, and they'll go safe. But the damage for A&M has been dealt as they get a field goal, burn the timeouts, and make it just a 7-point game with a minute 15 to go. It's a lot to try to get to overtime here, but UMass, can they pull it off? It's not been a whole lot on offense in this 4th quarter. The jump ball is incomplete. 3rd and 10. And the game slipping for UMass in the flats. Incomplete. Wouldn't have had it anyway. 4th and 10 of the game on the line. It's incomplete. The talent difference really came out at the end where UMass got to an early lead, and then A&M just kind of bullied their way back in to win the game, which is unfortunate, but I'm happy with a playoff appearance and you know, some bowl wins here where also Akron gets a player in the 5th round. We have a 7th rounder from Georgia State. We have Sam Houston, a 3rd and a 4th rounder, which is actually really good. And here is your recruiting results. Buffalo, the only team to get inside the top 100. 100th was the next best, but to get into that, you know, double-digit area, UMass, very interesting. Worst class when it came to the recruits, but the best that we've had with transfer portal. Top 40 in the portal, and that's going to help them for this season because, hey, you get a bunch of more high floor win now players, and we'll see if that can net them another conference championship appearance as we get to the top. In UMass, 11-1, Charlotte 10-2, so 2 of the first 3 conference champions are going at it here. They're both ranked, and they're both in that position where you could get that playoff spot. 14 versus 17, and UMass is winning 21-19. And with Charlotte having the ball, making a move, and look at that run, getting him a very nice 21 as they drop back and throw. And Charlotte, they may be down by 2, but they are now well within the range to take the lead here with the field goal. And I wonder who is going to get that first, 2 conference championship nod, and who's really going to race out to an even bigger advantage, especially if Charlotte or UMass makes the playoffs here. For UMass, that'd be 2 playoff appearances. Their prestige has got to jump up pretty significantly in the NIL. And for Charlotte to get 2 conference championships and they get into the playoffs, that helped them go a long way. And maybe one of these 2 teams can really be the best of the bunch as Charlotte finds the end zone. Touchdown. 26-21. Now can the defense for Charlotte follow up with a good possession of their own? 2nd down and 12 for UMass. As I could definitely tell, I think that's a different quarterback in there compared to the speedy guy they had in last year. Let's hope it's still going to be all right, though. 3rd down and 4. And the throw in traffic. He hangs on. That's big. As now they pull. And it was going to be an RPO, and he keeps it himself for another 1st down. 7.5 to go in Charlotte territory. And outside, got it. He reaches, not quite the 1st down, 2nd and inches, draw play. Also doesn't get the 1st down. Now it's a full 3rd and 1. They go jet sweep to the tight end. It doesn't happen either. 4th and inches. They gotta get this. And they do. And a lot more. Breaking a tackle and getting 17. That would have been tragic if they couldn't convert from 2nd and inches 3 times. And that's gonna be another completion. Now inside the 10. And UMass putting together a very good drive to finish it off, to take the lead, is in, touchdown, and UMass responds beautifully. Charlotte now at 6.5 to go. They are trying to go back and forth, but it's a fumble, and UMass picks it up. And what a turn of events for UMass in their favor, because they get the ball set up in the red zone easily, getting some points being allowed. If you're Charlotte's defense, you just got to hold them out of the end zone, though. Damage control is what you need, and that is pretty good damage control if you're the Charlotte defense, because you do allow just the field goal. You don't lose a lot of time, just about a minute up the clock, as now Charlotte with 5.5 to go. There's a flag down after that big completion for a 1st, and I think I see in the receiver blocking downfield. Yeah, they're going to call block in the back, so Charlotte will still get some yards out of it, but it'll be I think a 1st time ever. I don't think I've ever seen a 1st and inches! And on 1st and inches, it's a big run to the 17. I was kind of shook by just seeing 1st and inches. That is so crazy. I don't know if that's ever happened before. And someone can fact check me if that's ever happened in an actual game. 3rd down and 7, though! Oh, it's a pick! He wanted a shot for the end zone, and now Charlotte has just turned it over for the 2nd time in this 4th quarter, and with 4 minutes to play, UMass up by 6, looking to add on to the lead or take out the rest of the clock. Either way, it could be the finish here. Read option. He's got the 1st. Now tick it down to 350. Carry for the back. He's got room. He gets to the outside. He's running to the 30 and down at the 29. Field goal range acquired. Time running out. Tight end falling to the 10. Gain of 19. And this game is slipping from Charlotte now as the end zone. Calling 3rd and goal. And he stopped. Tack on that field goal. 20 yards, and the kick is good, and that could be it, though. A 3-score deficit, and we jump to see if Charlotte can do anything with their drive. A 4th and 1 is eventually what comes with 54 seconds to go. They scramble, they get it. Time's running out for them. 30 seconds. They're throwing over the middle, double coverage, picked off, and UMass is going to win this game, and they're going to take the interception back, and a touchdown. Why not tack on more to make it a little bit more of a dominant victory, as Charlotte could not take them out, and UMass was already the front runners, 14th in the country, now could be well on their way to a playoff appearance. Will it be? And I think this is some nonsense. Unranked Wake Forest got in. An unranked team got in the playoffs, but UMass didn't. They didn't move up. They do get the best DB in the country, but really 14th in the country, beats the number 17 team, doesn't move up, but the unranked team, because they're in the ACC, won the that's some nonsense, man. It is what it is, you know. It's what happens when you're all these small schools. But we'll see. For UMass, look at that. Wow, Charlotte and UMass, 26th portal class and 13th in the portal. So Charlotte got the big portal class this time. 13th in the portal is really massive. I mean, 26 is also pretty good too. Like, that's a lot of usable, helpful players, and especially for these teams that are 1 stars. Yeah, UMass ends up at 11-1, but not in the conference championship. Charlotte ends up at 11-1 and facing a 10-2 Bowling Green. But curiously enough, Charlotte isn't ranked. I don't know if I think that's fair. Charlotte is 11-1, and they had the 13th portal class. Their team is much more talented. They should be ranked. They were 17th last year with the same record, and they couldn't be a top 25 team this year. I think that's a little bit of nonsense. But hey, credit to Bowling Green for jumping UMass and, you know, not letting UMass and Charlotte both, you know, cumulatively run away with things here. It's important, you know, in these, you know, year 4, 5, and 6 to, like, not let the teams that jumped out to the early start keep that. Because if Charlotte and UMass just kept playing each other in every conference championship, they were going to keep getting the better classes. They were going to keep being the only ones getting playoff appearances. They were going to keep only doing that between them two. And no other team would be able to get any sort of success. I mean, I can already tell you, it's going to be pretty interesting to see if these teams, these top teams in the conference can get, like, top 30 portal classes. And, like, the gap between these teams now is going to start to widen. I mean, what do you think the team, if Charlotte is getting top 20, 30 portal classes, if they do that like every year, what that's going to look like compared to a team who's getting not only bottom barrel portal classes, but bottom barrel recruiting classes? Those overalls are going to start stacking up, and I think it's going to lead to a lot of success for teams like Charlotte and UMass. But can Bowling Green crack themselves into that list, crack themselves into that upper echelon, as Bowling Green is inside the 10. I mean, they've taken their time on this drive. It's a tie game, 24-24 on the run. It's caught, and it'll get just 2 yards on the play. 2nd and goal from the 6. Pump fake, blitz in, end zone wide open. Touchdown, they sent everybody and came up with nothing. 31-24. And if Charlotte was going to have a chance at the playoffs, they need a little bit of help, but they'd obviously need to win. I don't know if Bowling Green really has a chance at 10-2. Maybe they could crack the top 25, and maybe they could be the best of the group of 5 conference champions. But I don't know if we're going to see playoffs from either of these two teams. We could see it from UMass, though, which is, you know, pretty interesting that the non-conference champion team could get in. I don't know. It would be make right for last year, I think. They deserved to get in last year, I think. But Bowling Green got the ball back, 5 minutes to play, and they could actually win this conference championship right now from the 49, looking to go up by 2 scores. And the run straight through the middle, and another 20 on the play, in position for the 2-score lead. They go underneath, and incomplete, broken up, 2nd down to 10. And they send a linebacker in, go up the field, and I think he dropped that before he even got hit, but if he didn't, the hit was jarring it loose anyway. 3rd down and 10 completed, short of the sticks, 4th and 5. Field goal, almost blocked, and they needed that, but it's going to be good. And Bowling Green takes a 2-score lead. And that block would have been massive, game-changingly massive, but now Charlotte, with 4 minutes to go, needs to overcome a 10-point deficit. And we'll see if they have that clutchness in them and a little bit of luck on their side. They got, obviously, the most talented team, maybe, in the division, in the conference right now. So, like, they should have the talent to do so relative to Bowling Green, but let's see if they can capitalize, and they got the man open, a touchdown. That's a good start, because you scored in about a minute plus, and you left yourself plenty of time. 3 minutes and all your timeouts. This is doable, especially when you're starting off your defensive possession with a loss of 3. Now a run. Bowling Green is getting 5 and an injury timeout now. 3rd down and 8, and he almost got the 3 and out, but what a nice run. That is brutal. I thought he was done for. Instead, they get a new set of downs. 2nd and 10, though. Charlotte out of timeouts as they'll burn things down to 2:14 to play. 1st down ends at 3rd and 11 for the game. Taking a shot deep. It's tipped and incomplete. Off his hands. Tough grab to make. But Charlotte will get one chance at this to win the conference. And underneath from the 18 they start, they go for 19. Hurrying back up to the line. They may have no timeouts, so they got plenty of time. Avoid a sack, and they do. You can't take a big sack like that. I would have lost them like a dozen yards. Has 1:45 to go. Out route going to be caught. Tight end fighting for the first. Not quite there. You can run it if you want to for 3rd and inches. They will drop and throw. They will scramble. They will get sacked for a loss of about a yard. 4th and 1 for the game here. Throwing it outside. Picked off. And not only picked off a familiar sight again for Charlotte, and he'll track him down. Not a pick 6, but at the 1, it's game over regardless. But the fact they threw the pick 6 against UMass, and that's how it ended for them, and they almost did the same exact thing. Bowling Green gets the win, though, and a playoff appearance for nobody. That's unfortunate. I mean, UMass, they would have needed a lot to happen to get in, but, like, you know, I was hoping. I was holding out hope. Michael Dukes ends up getting drafted for Ball State, the D tackle for Bowling Green. And how about 2 for Kent State? It's not bad. And Missouri State. Okay, some draft success, though. It's something here. And UMass, 3 players, including a sophomore quarterback. That's cool. All right, well, here is the recruiting results, and I hope that UMass or Charlotte or Bowling Green can jump up big time. And there's a UMass recruiting class that's pretty good there. 15th transfer portal. Charlotte drops back down, but a 15th portal for UMass, that could send them to contention here. And we look at the next season, where Bowling Green outside looking in, Charlotte ranked but not enough to get into the conference championship, because we got some real action here. UMass undefeated. I don't think that's as surprising. Kent State, though, out of nowhere, 12-0, number 9 in the country too. What's going on here where they're number 9? You know, I didn't think these teams would be getting this much respect this season with their rankings. But hey, UMass is 7, and I have to believe that at the 7th spot and the 9th spot, really, I think both these teams are getting in the playoffs. UMass, I think, is in no matter what. Kent State maybe needs a win a little bit more, but I don't know if they're going to get a UMass touchdown from far out, and they got it for a 12-point lead. But you know, if you are the 7th team in the country and you lose to number 9, I don't think you drop out of the top 11 or 12. You know, because that 12th spot, yeah, it'd be top 12, I guess, because Kent State would jump you and they'd get that spot. Same thing for Kent, though. If they lose to the number 7 team, I don't know if that drops them 4 spots is what it would need to drop them for them to be out. I don't think that it will. I think we could both see these teams in the playoffs. I think for the sake of, you know, getting some more teams some success, Kent State really could use this win for that prestige, to not only make the playoffs, to up their star rating, to get a conference championship on the board, help them out, getting some better recruits. UMass, though, trying to hold them off. Can you be a sustained success team, or will they just be a one-year wonder if you're Kent State? UMass is trying to make sure they're a one-year wonder, and UMass is trying to have that you know, sense of consistent success. They were ranked last year. They were ranked the year before. They were in the conference championship 2 times already with wins. Like, UMass is right now the top success team, and they are getting a 4th and inches for Kent State, who is really needing this, and he'll scramble, or at least try to, but he's sacked. And UMass up by 12, and with the ball in Kent State territory. Pass up the sidelines is caught. And there is another potential scoring drive. Outside he goes, and to the 16, red zone opportunity. As he'll throw quick slant, spin move, breaks a tackle down to about the 2-yard line. And now, 2nd and goal, we jump ahead one. Quick pass is it, touchdown. 42-23, we jump ahead to Kent State's do-or-die moment of the next possession. 4th and inches, they scramble for the first down. I mean, if Kent State scores a touchdown, I'll show you the highlights, though. That's kind of the important thing here, just in case they do pull something off, and they get it down to the 2-yard line, a gain of 35. And now the throw from the goal line, 3 minutes to play. He'll run, and scrambling his way in. That is a touchdown to make it a 12-point game, so an onside kick. Will it go their way? No, it will not. They can still get a stop with all their timeouts, score, onside kick. Lot to ask for, but not impossible. And UMass, though, gonna try to make it pretty impossible as the handoff will get them to 3rd and inches. And this could be your sealer, but they don't get it. And Kent State does get the stop. They allow a field goal, so the kick is good. It's still a 2-score game. Onside kick, if you score a touchdown here, would make it feasible. So, you know, we're just kind of giving them the benefit of the doubt just in case. But he's sacked now. And dropping him back to 3rd and 19. Design rollout. Throw it outside. It's off his hands. 4th and 19. Game on the line. And flag is down. And that is going to be, I think, a roughing the passer. So Kent State's still technically alive with a minute to play. Kind of elongating things here. And now outside, another completion. He's got the first. Okay, hurry it back up. 3rd down and 10. They spiked it, then threw an incompletion. And then on 3rd down, another incomplete pass. Now 4th and 10. How many lives do you got if you're Kent State to keep this thing going? Well, he's got another first down inside the 10. But, like, you're taking too much time. There's 15 seconds to play. Incomplete. 4th and goal. You need everything to go perfect now. And for 4th and goal, end zone. Incomplete. I gotta give them some credit for doing as much as they can to extend things, but they will not be headed to a conference championship victory. UMass gets their 3rd, and it's funny how this worked out. We're getting a rematch. 11 versus 6. Cordell Amerson, the running back for UMass, 85 overall in an All-American team. Also Kent State, Missouri State, some defenders, but that's funny how this is working out. We're getting a guaranteed playoff win here in the snow. UMass is at home taking on Kent State. So at least in this video, we're guaranteed one of these teams to win a playoff game. Can UMass sweep Kent State, or will they get their revenge? 24-21 your score right now. UMass has the ball, but they're backed up at 3rd and 17. Stepping up and throwing, and jarred out, and it completes. So this is for the first playoff win of the video for any of these teams. Kent State's getting sacked now. 2nd and 20. And the throw. And it's caught. Give him 15. 3rd down and 5. As he'll have some nice protection for the moment. But I think he tried to bail a little too quickly and run. And it's going to cost him. As that'll be a punt now. And I think if he just sat in the pocket, maybe tried to take his time to read the defense, he might have been able to find something instead. UMass has got another dual threat quarterback. They are just spawning dual threat quarterbacks left and right. Amerson the back. Remember, NCAA All-American Amerson getting to 3rd down and 6 as the throw. And over the middle, coming across the formation. They got the first down to the 45, and UMass, can they tack on to their lead? Quick screen out. He'll lose 4, though, and back him up to the 49. 2nd and 14. They'll go outside to the left and for 7. 3rd down and 7. I think they're too far for a field goal, especially in the snow, and they won't get any yards. From 59, they won't try it. They'll punt, and it's not a bad one to get them to start their drive at the 8, but now for Kent State, can they drive the length of the field, take the lead here, or can they at least get close enough to get a field goal? They do get a first down, make it from the 20 as they go for 6. Make it 2nd and 4 now as a direct snap will get them for another yard. 3rd down and 3. Quick throw underneath. He wouldn't have had the first even if he caught it, as now they'll go to Emerson on the ground. Emerson breaks a tackle. Emerson! Gone! Touchdown! UMass! That's what an NCAA All-American back will do for you. And he is going to give them a 10-point lead, and potentially it's enough to push them to a playoff victory, as Kent State has been, about as cold as the snow on the ground on offense in this quarter, and they keep on messing up. It's 4th down with 4 minutes to play, and it's incomplete. Another failure. Emerson 1st down inside the 10 because they take over in the red zone. He's at 150 rushing yards and looking for more, but the completion will get him down to the 1. Will they let Emerson punch it in? Yes, they will. A 3-score lead. It'll basically be your game, I feel like, as with 3 to go. Kent State's going to get sacked. A fumble. They pick it up, but the lineman's not going to go far. And the dagger in this game is going to be right here from the 6. In the end zone! Safety! UMass takes the ball back, drains the clock 40-21. And the running back Emerson goes for a 177-yard, 3-touchdown game. And UMass now takes on Miami. And here was maybe one of the more shocking moments. What am I watching here? 7-3 seems pretty standard, but I'm only showing you this because it feels a little hard to believe, but I didn't rig it. I'm just showing you the results here. 14-3 at half. And yeah, this one 21-3, 24-3, 31-3 on Miami, 31-6. And then it got worse because with 7 minutes to play, I still played out the 4th quarter just to see. And I'm saying, hey, pick 6 for UMass. 38-6 on Miami. What? Like, what, man? And for Miami, like, I will at least show you the highlights here to let you know that they did hit a strike here. 82-yard touchdown for their first of the game. But, like, too little too late, man. We jump ahead to under 2 minutes to play. And on the topic, too little too late. Hey, that's an impressive touchdown here from another long distance. But by that point, it's still an 18-point game. And Miami gets smacked by UMass. It's 38-6 at one point. UMass is headed to the semifinals. We're in the Final Four, and it's against Michigan, and it's a close one again. It's 16-13, and UMass has the ball. They're down by 3 in Michigan territory, very much in position to maybe tie this game up. The issue is it's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the 43, so they could at least use like 5 yards here. And I think he just missed the drag route on that left side. Could have had something instead. They're punting. They're not taking like a 60-yard field goal. And Michigan maybe got away with one there because that could have been enough for field goal range. Instead, can the Wolverines hold off a undefeated Can we get a UMass national championship? How crazy would that be? As they'll have their quarterback throwing for a 1st down. And he is down to the 47 with the draw through the middle. And another 9 yards. A 2nd and 1 with 4-man pressure. Outside. Got him in. To the 17. And a red zone opportunity. Can UMass keep him out of the end zone, though? They desperately need to. Can they just hold to a field goal? 2nd and 6. It gets the 1st down. Goal to go from the 6 now. Handoff. And touchdown, Michigan. And now it's some trouble as UMass. Can they get now 2 scoring drives in the final 7.5 minutes? They get to the 42 pretty quickly. That's now a handoff. Emerson breaks a tackle, and can they have Emerson still be effective? He's got 92 yards on 10 carries. He's just racking it up against the best in the nation, Miami and Michigan. Hey, you might have destroyed Kent State, but what are you going to do against the best teams the country has to offer? Well, he's doing still similar things. They're at the 18. Hey, offense Fire it back. Emerson is close to 100. They give him 99 yards from the 11. Quick throw. Got it. Touchdown. UMass responds. And they have really answered the call. Now with 6 minutes to play. 23-20. That should have been a pick. Oh, no. You gotta stop them. You gotta stop them. You cannot let that slip away and then let them have another chance at it. Third down, deep ball. No, he caught it. And that pick is going to live on for UMass if they don't win this game. That pick was the game changer if they would have gotten it. Third down and 11, though. Chance to get off the field. And the chance will be fulfilled with a yard shy and a Michigan field goal try. Kick is good. It's a one-score game still. And they scored a touchdown their last drive. Emerson hits 100 yards. 2nd and 9. And underneath, broken up. It's 3rd down and 9. They don't want to have to punt it away. He's got a man right down the middle. Wide open. Thank you for that. That's a big play. 2nd down and 6 underneath. Got a first down again. And now from the 46 of Michigan. Play action. Outside. Pick. No. Taking it back. And Michigan. Pick 6. One team dropped an interception that could have been a opportunity to go to a national championship. The other team, they caught it. They took it back, and now it's a 13-point game with 3 minutes to go, and now a sack to make it 3rd down and 9. And UMass, is this as far as they go? They get a first. But, man, you need a lot. You need to hold on to these timeouts as well. Completed, that'll be a first down to the 42. And just get back to the line. You still got 2 minutes, and the 2-minute warning approaching. Dive down for 7. Get one last play before the 2-minute warning. At around midfield, get a first, and you're still not done yet. You got your timeout, so you just need a couple of big plays and don't use those timeouts, but they burn one there. I don't love it. I don't love it, especially after getting a first down. Now a shot to the end zone. It's broken up 3rd down at 7. And they'll have to obviously go 4-down territory. Won't have to worry here, though. First down, he slides on the scramble at the 16. And that one timeout that they burn, though, I think is just going to be too much. As the catch is down to the 3, they burn another one. So it's now or never. They got to get the onside kick, though. It's not going to be a game where they can get a stop on defense. 37 seconds to play from the 11. They get only 4, and now too much time has ticked away. And I don't know if it's going to matter. It's incomplete in the end zone, and that will be game. I don't love the clock management, but even independent of that, it didn't matter because they didn't score anyway. That was a game that, even though it was 13 points, it's like, they could have won that. They really could have won that. They catch that interception, or Michigan doesn't catch theirs. That could have happened, though, and they end up with one player drafted in the 7th round. And the classes, I mean, they're still only getting like the 87th recruiting class, but the portal is where the thriving is happening. 11th in the portal. 11th is awesome, man. Like, people want to play for UMass. That's sick. So we'll get into the next season, and has UMass now just jumped too far out in front of all these other teams? Or can somebody step up? Bowling Green not stepping up. And we'll have UMass at 11-1. They're not in the conference championship. It's going to be Charlotte and Kent State. 10-2, 10-2. And UMass is 11-1. So these teams just, outdid them in the conference. And Kent State, I mean, they made the playoffs last year. They are no slouch. Charlotte, we know about them. And look at Charlotte. This game, I think you know what we're in for. A touchdown from a long ways away. And to make it an 18-point game, they tack on even more. Charlotte's going to end up steamrolling this Kent State team in the conference championship. How about a 45-20 victory? Kent State's not going to the playoffs, it looks like. Charlotte is not either. UMass is going to the playoffs, though, just not making the conference championship. Ball State found another All-American. UMass also getting a linebacker in there. It's just unfortunate that it's just not going to go Charlotte's way for a playoff appearance. Kent State gets their kicker in, but UMass, I mean, they're at the point where they're good enough to, like, they don't even got to win their conference. They're just 11-1 and a legit team, and they're taking on Penn State in the first round, where Penn State, you know, a little bit lower ranked. It's 8 versus 9, but they're 9-3, and, well, at least to the credit of Penn State, on the road here, they are up by 8 with the ball, so could UMass be out in the first round to another Big Ten team? Michigan took them out last year. They could go down to Penn State this year. I mean, I'd hope that the, you know, semifinals appearance isn't going to go down as like a fluke for them and they can come out and win a playoff game elsewhere. I hope that this isn't the only time they win a playoff game and they have a real opportunity over the next year or two to, like, prove, like, hey, we made it to the semifinals, but it's not just a one-time deal. We can win a playoff game next year, this year, a couple of years from now. We can go and win other ones. As of right now, though, 3rd and 15 and nothing going. A loss of 2, and UMass is going to have to punt, and you really need to make sure Penn State cannot find any more points. You've been struggling on your own way. Just 9 points on the board, just a couple of field goals. Haven't been able to find the end zone to Penn State. Hasn't done a whole lot more, but it's been enough, as they'll get the ball back, and Screen loses 3, as now UMass in their own end zone throws it short, and how about another loss of 1? 3rd down and 14. End zone, he runs out of it, he'll scramble, he's got the first down though, and he finds his way through. And once again, UMass with another mobile quarterback. They've just found them everywhere, and I guess that's the recipe for success for them. Just get a guy who can run the ball and be faster than a lot of linebackers. They'll get another first down, and they're finally moving a little bit. You just can't settle for another field goal. You've done it too much already. Option keeper, quarterback through to the 30, down at the 29. 5.5 to play, another run. Unfortunately for them, I did check just because I was curious. I was like, oh, Emerson didn't get drafted, but he wasn't a senior. Emerson transferred to, like, West Virginia or something, and I was really disappointed in that because I thought he would have been sick to keep around. Unfortunately, though, UMass gets sacked on 3rd down, and they will have to punt the ball away. So Penn State is going to take over. And could this be a drive where they run off the clock? 3rd and inches. They will convert, and he gets more. 10 yards. 4 minutes to go. Blitz in, and he gets it away. And a first. Close, not quite. 2nd down and 1. And another first now, this time, as they can really now run this clock out if they want to. I mean, they are under 4 minutes. 2nd and inches. 3:30. From the 49, another first. Now we're going to go down to like 3 minutes to play. But they're actually not chewing the clock as much as they should be. And he'll scramble. But I think at this point now, you're looking at them saying like, oh, they're in field goal range potentially. 3rd down and 9 from the 43. This is your chance. And he breaks a tackle. And he gets close enough to where a field goal is doable. The kick is good. And that's going to be a 20-9 game. 2.5 to play. And UMass is down to 1 timeout, so my hopes for UMass winning a playoff game this year kind of slipping, as they will step up, and he tries to scramble again, nothing. 7 sacks for the Penn State D-line, and it's just a situation where, like, hey, they're succeeding at their level, they're running through their conference, but I mean, there are levels, there are differences. Penn State is still like a mid-80s overall team compared to UMass being a low 70s. They can feasibly have enough players to, like, scare them, and I guess even in the case of destroying Miami, like, hey, they can have their days where they're good enough to, if they have a good day, it could be crazy. But you need a lot of good days and a lot of luck on your side if you're going to be a low 70s overall team making it all the way to a national championship. And 3rd down and 4, they convert inside the 20, but we're down to a minute to play. And, I mean, obviously they're going to go for the touchdown first to try to make things a little bit easier, but they might even settle for a field goal if the situation presents itself. They're underneath, is going to be caught. For the 10 in play, 3rd and 2, and he'll run for the first, down to the 3, and there's just 40 seconds to play, still holding on to that final timeout. And he'll move left, and he'll get rid of it out of bounds. They're just taking so much time. And now 33 seconds. Scramble again. Got the touchdown. Need the onside. And that's all that's going to matter here as they go for the 2-point conversion, obviously, to make it a 3-point game. They get it. 29 seconds to play. Here we go with the onside kick for a chance to UMass to pull this one off. He's not gonna get it. And Penn State's gonna win by 3. Still, though, cool of UMass to, like, put up, you know, a close game. They didn't get blown out. I'm impressed that they're not just getting run off the field by these teams. They're fighting. They're scrappy. And a lot of the things contributing to the teams overall is, like, you see the overall discrepancy. It's like, how does a 70 overall team compete? Well, it's because what UMass is doing here is they're just, you know, loading up in the transfer portal, not so much recruits. Their depth is atrocious. And, like, depth contributes to a team's overall. It's not just, like, all their starters. Like, the depth matters. And, like, their starters are better than a 71 overall team. Their starters are closer to a 75, maybe even high 70s overall team, which is a lot closer in on the gap. But you can see here, 132 when it comes to the recruits, and then 14th when it comes to the portal players. They get 16 players in the portal, most of which are going to start, most of which are high 70s, low 80s. The team is better, you know, like, overall-wise, like, as starters than a 71. I don't know what their overall is going to be here. They're top of the conference with Missouri State as well. They're a 75 overall, but their starters are probably closer to, like, an 80 overall. So, like, they are a little bit better than their overall dictates. It's just the depth is atrocious. The interesting thing here, though, is UMass is actually getting a lot more respect in the polls because they went 9-3, and they're 14th in the country. Meanwhile, Missouri State is getting a deep bomb, and Missouri State's up by 15, and they're 11-1, 14th in the country. And Missouri State's come out of nowhere. We've seen this already. Like, Kent State kind of had their 2 years, and, you know, that was the best that their team was, and they kind of just, you know, dropped back down out of the conference title picture, whereas Charlotte and UMass are kind of perennials here. And maybe Missouri State is now hitting the best of their football team. And right now, they're up by 18. So UMass has yet to lose a conference championship when they have been in it. And they are in real danger right now of not only losing the conference championship, but, like, they're going to miss the playoffs altogether if they do lose. And it's 4th down and 13 with the game potentially on the line. It's incomplete. And Missouri State takes over up by 18. And will they add more to it? They're running for a big gain to the 20. And Missouri State is kind of stunning me right now. I mean, the overall discrepancy between these two teams is pretty clear. I don't have an explanation for this one because they're not even getting crazy transfer portals. They're a low 60s overall team, and they're running UMass out of their own, you know, what has become a home turf for them with the way that they've been dominating conference championship success. Missouri State 46-21. Add to it 53-21. And you know what? We're not done. UMass, with 5 minutes to play, throws it over the middle for a receiver who jets to the end zone, and you're thinking, hey, UMass, you're going to pull off the comeback of a lifetime. 2.5 minutes to play. You're going to go for another touchdown. There you go. But the problem is they have just dug themselves too far of a hole. 53-35. Onside kick is recovered by Missouri State. And I said we're not done because Missouri State, I guess, is trying to make a statement right now. Handoff, and he shoots through, and he's outrunning everybody. 60 dropped on UMass's head. That is a stunner. That came out of nowhere. 60-35. Put this team in the playoffs. And they do, rightfully so, make the playoffs. They get in to take on Michigan State. Kent State ends up with a linebacker as an All-American. And Missouri State, yeah, they earned this. They earned a playoff matchup. And not only that, they're winning this playoff matchup. 26-21 on Michigan State. I can say they got a little lucky. No disrespect to Michigan State, but, you know, not facing Ohio State and their, like, 90-plus overall team, or Alabama or Georgia. Michigan State's more like a low 80s overall team, so that's a lot better of a matchup for them, and they're not completely dominated talent-wise. They do still have a lot less talent. they are holding their own 26-21, and Michigan State has the ball back as they've traded some possessions, and Michigan State with a broken tackle almost was able to go all the way if he kept in bounds, as now from the 42, got him in on the crosser, and to the 25, Michigan State well within field goal range, but they need a touchdown to take the lead. Keeper for the quarterback, stopped in the backfield for a loss of 2, pitch it out now, 2nd and 12, breaks a tackle, fumbles the football, but it goes out of bounds, and they keep possession. And the sideline was their friend. 3rd down and 12, and not going to catch that one, though. They will still salvage 3 points on the drive, though, and a drive that almost was a turnover. Should have maybe even been a turnover if it wasn't for the sideline. Bailing them out. Now a sack by the Michigan State defense to push it to 2nd and 19 with a run. And I guess it must have caught the Spartans off guard because it gets them all the way to a 1st down. And you can see the running back stats, 14 carries, 129, adding on to it. There is another 11 yards as they'll go bubble out. And for 3, Missouri State, if they find themselves in the end zone on this drive, that could be like the thing that puts them out too far out of reach, and maybe we could have somebody other than UMass get a playoff win, which would be pretty awesome. I want to see the variety. I want to see other teams shine and succeed and compete with UMass, with Charlotte, with whoever else. I mean, even Charlotte, though, they haven't even hit the playoffs yet. So, like, it's really just UMass out in front. I want to see somebody else get out there. 3rd down and 4, and the catch for the 1st. They're doing a good job on this drive. So another 1st, 31-yard line. Running back is still carving up the defense. 17 more. Jet fake, go to the ground, loses 4 this time, and we've got injury timeouts galore, as from the 18, he gets another 12. That's another injury. What is going on? It was like 4 straight plays with an injury. 3rd down and 2, though. He'll try to run. It's close. They call it 1st and goal. And now for the touchdown. He's down at the 2. Come on, punch it in. He's not going to get it this time either. 3rd and goal. Throwing this time. Inside screen. He doesn't get it again. It's 4th and goal. He'll go. Come on. He stopped. You got nothing on that drive. And there's still plenty of time for Michigan State. The only issue is they were starting their drive at the 1. Well, they got out of the danger zone and now swing it outside for a 1st. And it's looking like no safety's going to invade them, as it's going to be another 1st down completion. Now they're well on their way, needing about 25 to 30 yards for field goal range. He's sacked, though. Tack on another 5 to that because he is 2nd and 15 now from the 25. And they'll get a completion. Space to run. And past midfield. Now just a couple of maybe one play really is all you need to get into field goal range. It just needs to be 5 to 10 yards depending on your kicker's range, but another clutch sack. This one 3rd and 18 now. And Missouri State's defense, another one. 4th and 24. This could be it. Let it fly. Got it. No. Spartan's still alive. And that is just a backbreaker. They're inside the red zone of the field goal. And all they need, but they'll get a touchdown. And I guess the positive here is Missouri State's going to have plenty of time and all their timeouts to respond. But they need a touchdown from their own 16. And a quick strike for 22. Come on, let's have a clutch drive here. He's going to have a completion for another 6 on the play. That receiver's up to 155 on 8 catches. And tack on more passing yards. And they're into the 37. 112 to play out of the backfield. That's not much. He'll take 4, though. You still have 2 timeouts, 60 seconds on the dot. And out of the backfield again. That's another 1st. Timeout burned. You're down to 1 timeout. 24 yards away. And the run is going to get them more than halfway home from the 10. 42 seconds to go. He'll scramble slide for 2. I mean, your time's not really an issue. It's just you got to get it in on these couple of plays. Back in the end zone. Touchdown. Good ball. Good catch. And we're in now for a 1-point lead. And it's going to just be A 1-point lead, no 2-point conversion. Michigan State, 25 seconds, got a corner route and out of bounds. And now Michigan State suddenly maybe 15 yards away, and the pressure has been in all game. They'll get rid of that one. Has 15 seconds to go now. And you got one more chunk play in you. Do you have it? He gets rid of it again. 10 seconds. Come on, defense. Hold for 2 more plays. Out of bounds again. He got hit. 1 play now. It's got to be a Hail Mary, it looks like. Will he have enough arm? Let's it fly. And it's done. Missouri State steals a playoff game on the road, 31-32. Unbelievable, man. That is awesome. They got to go now and deal with Tennessee, who's the number 3 team in the country. They're down 14-7, so a lower scoring game, but they got a playoff win, which is just so cool. And Tennessee now to the 48. I mean, Missouri State came out of nowhere this season. They weren't in a conference championship previously. They weren't, steady climbing. They just are now allowing a touchdown, though, for 48 yards out. And Tennessee takes a 2-touchdown lead, so we'll see if, the SEC's finest is going to be too much for Missouri State. As with 9 to play. Down 14, so we're not going to panic yet, but you got to get something on this drive to make you have some confidence here. And he's just running into nothing. And running to the back of his own lineman. And Tennessee, with that big play, can they follow up on it? Their quarterback's got 340 yards, and I mean, man, he's going over 350. He's going to be pushing towards 400 in this game. As from the 49, we'll fire one in between all the defenders. There was a lot of guys there, but he had the space and he had the timing on it. 32 yards away. And this is looking like it's just a little too much of a talent difference. Touchdown Tennessee again. 28-7. And now an interception. And I think we're going home with just a single playoff win, which is still really good for Missouri State. But yeah, Tennessee touchdown now 35-7. And that will basically do it. Tennessee wins it all in all 38-7. So unfortunate to get blown out here in the second round, but hey, credit to you for even winning a playoff game and having that game where you steal it against Michigan State. That's so cool. UMass also wins their bowl game against a ranked opponent. They get 2 players drafted, the only draft success that we have in UMass. We have a bit of a breakthrough here. 4-star prospect. They got 2 4-stars. So for the first time in this video, UMass has been able to grab 2 4-stars. First team to get that. They were transfer portal 4-stars, but still 4 stars are 4-star players. We'll take that. And we get to the next season, year 9 now. And Kent State by this point 5-7. They've fallen out. I mean, Bowling Green now hovering around that 5-7 win area. And well, Missouri State, UMass, Charlotte, all 11-1. So I mean, I'm not surprised that UMass is here, but hey, Missouri State, credit to them. Maybe it's not a fluke, but I can say Kent State made the conference championship and had some success 2 straight seasons and then kind of fell off. We're going to hope maybe Missouri State's not going to only have 2 seasons of success and then fall off, but hey, we'll be happy to have challengers for the top while we can get it. And Missouri State maybe is the next best challenger we have because they're the only other team with a playoff win, and they're the only team to beat UMass at a conference championship. So we'll see if they can do it again, or will UMass get their revenge? 16-12, and Missouri State down to the 11. And the throw for the lead. They are going to try to find themselves to goal to go, and they get it to the 1 for the lead. Scrambling, tackled at the 2. Come on, punch it in, guys. You got to get in. And he does. Touchdown for the lead. And do we have a bit of an issue for UMass? So they have that one team that they maybe just can't beat. We'll see. We'll see. If in the big game, they have one team that just has their number if it's going to be 2 years in a row as UMass. I mean, playoffs are very much on the line here. There's a chance that whoever loses this game doesn't make it in. It's 10 versus 11. It's tight here. The winner will get in, but the loser, no promises. And the run for about 6 yards on the play. 7 to go. Sweep it to the outside. Tackled for a loss of 2. 3rd and 6 with 7 to play. RPO straight through the middle. Let him run. He's got speed. And, I mean, we're used to this. Quarterbacks at UMass who's got, like, a lot of speed, a lot of mobility. And he'll get another 7. I'm impressed that they just keep getting every quarterback on their team to have, like, at least, like, 80 speed. I mean, I feel like we've seen some quarterbacks on their team with, like, 90 speed. They just keep reloading there. And UMass finds the end zone for the touchdown, 23-19, 6 minutes to go. Missouri State, how will you respond? They get a yard to start their drive, but they're all the way backed up, starting their drive at their own 10. They'll run for about 7, 3rd down and 2. Speed option, pitch it out for the first down marker. He's not going to get it. They'll have to punt it away, and UMass now with the lead, with the ball, and with 5 minutes to play. There's been a lot of injuries. It's just a lot. I feel like players get shaken up, and, like, it's no significant injury. They're, like, back in the next play, but they still call it injury timeout and still, like, do the whole thing, which is kind of But, you know, it is what it is. UMass has to give it away as now Missouri State with the ball back after the stop. Their quarterback, they're proving, hey, we can run too. We can scramble as well. And we'll get 26 on the play from midfield now. And he'll move, throw, 4, 5 yards. Got 4 to go. And 2nd down and 5. We'll throw one outside for the receiver. Got some separation. They matched him up on a linebacker. And, well, that's going to go the way of Missouri State in the red zone now. But the pressure, 2 UMass defenders in a 4th sack of the game for the UMass defense. 2nd and 18. Step up and run. It's got space. No spy there. Slides. 3rd and 1. And the conversion. 1st and goal. Now 3 minutes to go for Missouri State to find the end zone. He's down at the 4, 2nd and goal. Hand up again. UMass plants him. His 3rd and goal. They'll keep it at the quarterback. It goes inside. He loses a yard. They got to go. 4th down for the game, maybe. It's swatted at the line. And now UMass takes over with 2.5 to play. And an injury timeout will bail out Missouri State, but a run for the 1st down UMass. Yeah, you're going to have to start burning those timeouts eventually. Okay, maybe not. Another injury timeout. All right, you just keep giving them freebies. As a run again, another nice one. That's a timeout burn. 2nd and 3, up the middle. 1st down. Burn another. Another 1st down likely ends this one. Now it definitely will. As they go handoff, 2nd and 7. He's got the 1st. That'll be game. Missouri State put up a nice fight, but UMass conquers their, biggest loss from this video, and we'll head back to the playoffs. Missouri State, will they be joining them, though? Yes, they will. Missouri State will be taking on Oklahoma. UMass takes on Texas Tech, and UMass, how about that? Best center in the country, Terry Vaughn. And they will have, obviously, him making All-American, but also Missouri State wide receiver makes All-American as well. So both teams putting up an All-American, both teams in the playoffs. We'll stick with Missouri State first, as they're the lower seed, and they're going to be on the road here taking on an 11-1 SEC team, Oklahoma. They're down 21-7 right now, so not doing too well, but they have the ball, and they have themselves in Oklahoma territory. 2nd down and 12, and they'll have a completion, leaping grab to the 14. As can Missouri State back-to-back years to find themselves winning a playoff game. Nice run. He stayed on his feet and finds the end zone. Touchdown Missouri State, 21-14. And a much-needed score. So now, with 9 minutes to go, down by 7, can their defense rally and, follow up on that touchdown drive? Will they have a chance here to force a 3 and out? 3rd down and 8. He'll flow one, short of the sticks, knocked away. Maybe even could have jumped and taken that one back. So Missouri State gets a 3 and out in less than a minute and takes over the ball again. It's been a great first 2 minutes for Missouri State of this quarter, where their quarterback has got some space on the run. And it was the lack of a running game that held them back from beating UMass in the first place, and that is just a flat-out drop. That is disgusting. That is awful, and that's sometimes what you have to deal with these teams. But then you get an explosive play like this, and he's got it! Touchdown! Speed option! One pitch, one run for the score! 21-21, and they've erased a 14-point deficit in just 2.5 minutes. But Oklahoma now not going to go down without responding with a big play of their own. They're not going to get rolled over in this fourth quarter. They're going to run to the 27 now, and they're in scoring position to take this lead right back. Completed, short, and got past the 6 after the run. And now from the 14. Got about a yard on the play is what they'll give him for 2nd and 9. Direct snap. We'll get another 3, 10-yard line. 3rd down and 6. They send 4. They scramble. And he's got the first, but he fumbles the ball. Missouri State got it. And a back-breaking fumble in Missouri State. This could be a monumental fourth quarter for them. 14 points, a turnover forced, and a chance to take the lead. And it's 3rd and inches, though. Can they avoid the 3 and out? They'll run for the first. They got it. And that's huge because Oklahoma obviously would have gotten great field position if they would have gotten the stop there. Probably would have gotten the ball close to midfield. Now from the 22, knocked away. As the throw is incomplete, they go speed option. Does not work to the same level this time. Loss of 3. 3rd and 13. Can they convert again? This one from a lot more further out, and they get a completion, but he's only about halfway there. They'll punt, and that's actually a really good punt because it backs him up to the 27. So whoever the punter is for Missouri State, credit to you. Oklahoma, meanwhile, needs to see if they could just survive this fourth quarter. It's been a nightmare fourth quarter for them, but they still maintain a tie game. 3rd down conversion right at the sticks, and he hung on. And that would have been brutal to not get it because it's been, like I said, the only life that they have shown. They fumbled it away inside the 10. Now with another try added. In from the 37, he'll scramble. He'll get past the linebackers. He'll get past the DBs. He'll get by everybody. 37 yards to the house. And the lead for Oklahoma, 28-21 with under 4 to play. And do you have another drive in? You played a great fourth quarter. I think you've been the better team in this fourth quarter for the most part. It's just like, was the hole too deep to dig yourself out of because you're still down by 7, despite outscoring them, despite having the turnover, despite having some nice plays in you this game, this fourth quarter. And he's sacked on 2nd and 4. Make it 3rd and 10. And the throw is short of the sticks. It's right at the line of scrimmage. He'll only get 3. They'll punt it away. Another nice punt. You back them up, but you need a stop. And, well, Oklahoma's not going to be easy to stop. 1 first down. You get another one that might be all over. Timeout used. 2:19 to play. Down to 1 timeout. And the first down will end it here. 3rd down and 7, though. Here's your chance to get off the field. He'll scramble, but he's caught it. And just for good measure, if it wasn't enough, you could have nailed the ball. But they're going to run up the score with a 61-yard touchdown with a minute to play and end the game. I mean, they just could have nailed it. You didn't need to do all that. But, hey, I guess it looks better on the stat sheet to say you won by 2 touchdowns instead. Missouri State goes down, though I do think it was a valiant effort. I don't think they looked clearly like they did not belong in the playoffs. They looked like they played the part. They were tied in the fourth quarter. Now let's see if UMass can fare a little bit better, taking on number 7, Texas Tech, who's 12-1. And they're going to be on the road, of course, but let's see which one of these 12-1 conference champions can succeed here. As it'll be 3rd down and 9, Tech up by 4. They got a 3rd down and 9 where they will let it fly. And defenders down there knocked away, almost pick, could have been. Instead, UMass will get the ball to 27-yard line. They'll throw underneath 4 or 5 yards. 3rd down and 5. Well, they'll have another pass. And moving 2 out of bounds, and the pressure just got in. He didn't really get a chance. I think he was a little indecisive there. Maybe could have ran. Maybe could have just done a little bit better there, but instead they have a chance to get 3 and out of their own at least. They could trade them, and they will, so that's nice to at least get the ball back under 8 to go from their own 25, so no harm really done. And there's a big completion for 16 and a first down. As they'll have a clean pocket. Take a shot deep, and it's incomplete. Put it up there, was well covered, and just said, hey, go win a 50-50 ball. Didn't win it. Instead, they'll now have to run it for 8, 3rd down and 2, and he doesn't get the first. 4th and 2 from about midfield. They'll go for it. I don't mind the call. I don't like the blocking. He got hit before he could even do anything. He got the throw barely off, but I mean, that was just such quick pressure. And now Texas Tech will have incredible field position, and this could be really scary with 6 to go. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Long distance field goal range. Can you hold them out? Maybe you can knock them out of field goal range. It's a fumble! It's on the ground! Pick it up! And UMass does! It's their ball! From the 41, and a fumble is exactly the type of play that could give them their second life in this one as they'll throw underneath. And UMass, 3rd down and 3 from the 48, similar spot to where they were last drive. Gotta get rid of it, it's a sack, 4th and 9, and they punt, and I guess the only saving grace of that fumble that they got was they flipped field position, so now Texas Tech backed up at their own 29 on 3rd and inches. They'll get a 1st down, though, still well ways away from scoring position, and they'll get tackled for a loss of 1. Man in motion, 2nd and 11, jet pass, another tackle for loss, make it 3 more backwards, 3rd down and 14. And the throw with time, back across the left side, and 2 defenders there. UMass will get another try at it. Can they finally do something on offense? I mean, they're spying the quarterback. I mean, that seems to be a big thing to take away from the UMass offense if the quarterback can't run. But he'll throw for a first. That's a nice job to stand and deliver. 47-yard line. They've been right around this midfield area, and every time they've gotten here, it's just gone all wrong. This will be the 3rd straight drive that they're right around midfield. And the 3rd straight drive where it's just not going well. 3rd and 16, they run. I don't like that. 4th and 14, they punt. And now one more set of 1st downs for Texas Tech can end it. 3rd down and 2 for the 1st down. He'll get sacked, and UMass will have yet another chance. And they'll once again be close to midfield. Take a shot up top, and finally, big catch to the 18. And will it finally be like after, I feel like 6 offensive possessions here, or 5 offensive possessions, will they finally cash in and finally take the lead? Their defense has been putting in a heck of an effort. 3rd down and 5, minute 13 the run. And I don't know if I feel like the run was a good idea. It's 4th and 4, game on the line. Come on, UMass. He'll try to scramble. He's down. And a loss. I think that's just kind of the key there. It's a really interesting quarter-by-quarter breakdown as well. I think that's just kind of the key there. UMass, you took away their running ability from their QB, and, well, it kind of just iced them out on offense. So, you take away what they do best, and, well, I mean, you don't have many strengths when you're still like a 74 overall team. Again, like I said, they're a little bit better than that. Just their depth is off, but it is what it is. And UMass will once again still, like, I find it interesting that they're still not getting good recruiting classes, but like number 4 transfer portal. Like, I just find that so interesting. I wonder if that is, like, just down to their recruiting strategy. But, like, man, you tell me you can't get anything in recruiting throughout the regular season. You can't get any good players to commit to you. Like, what your prestige right now is, like, 3 stars, I'm pretty sure. Missouri State fell off. They're 7-5, unfortunately. UMass not in the conference championship. And UMass, they are 2.5 stars. You should be able to get somebody. It's Charlotte, and actually, hey, look what we got. Another out-of-nowhere team. It feels like we're on a little bit of a weird path here. 2 years of Kent State, then we had 2 years of Missouri State, and then we have now Sam Houston. So the odds say, and the way trends has been going, say that Sam Houston will have this year and next year to do some damage. But I guess we have really just seen that there are 2 teams that are the constant, and then everybody else is just kind of hoping that they can have their era of success and make the most of the year, 2 years, maybe 3 years that they get. We're going to hope maybe Missouri State can come back. Maybe Kent State can come back. Maybe Bowling Green, who has had some success, can, peak. I don't know. We'll see. But right now, Sam Houston is doing their thing. They're number 9 in the country. I like that as we've gone deeper in this, they are a little bit more generous to the rankings, where now, like, 11-1, for like the first couple of seasons, like Charlotte was 11-1, made the conference championship. It wasn't even ranked. Now they're 11-1 and they're 8th in the country. Now Sam Houston's 11-1, 9th in the country. So like they're getting a little bit more respect, which is nice. I think that's at least cool. Or maybe like these teams have just kind of separated themselves from the rest of the pack so much that they're kind of like blowing teams out. I know that's kind of been the case for some of the UMass and Charlotte teams, but for Sam Houston, like they're there, and maybe we'll see another new team enter the playoff mix. We've had oddly enough, like, for as good as Charlotte's been, hasn't made it, but like Kent State's made it, Missouri State's made it, maybe Sam Houston. I think even if they lose this game, I think they're gonna make it, but like right now they're winning by 7, and they are looking to add on to that lead with a spin move and the run game getting to the 42-yard line, so we could be seeing them take a 2-score lead. The RPO, the quarterback keeper, and that'll be another 12 with 6 minutes to play. Another RPO, another quarterback keeper, and another first down. 17-yard line in the flats. Tight end getting put down. 3rd and 7 as the throw over the middle. Caught, and finally a stop. But by that point, you got them all the way to the 14-yard line. They will be able to tack on 3 points. So they have a 20-10 lead now. We start off the next drive, and well, we got some action here. Pre-play, false start. The referee's turned the wrong way. He's not facing the cam for whatever reason. Regardless, 2nd and 15 after the penalty, they'll go and get themselves 7 yards to make it 3rd and 8. And with time, and taking a shot down the field. It's a jump ball. It was underthrown. I don't even know if he had a step to begin with. It's 4th and 8, and they're going for it. So throwing from their own 23, got a man, and he breaks the tackle. He's getting a whole lot more than just a first down. Give him about like 50 yards on the play. As a throw now to the 12. Sam Houston gotta make sure that they don't blow this one. There's a sack for a loss of 4. 4 minutes to play from the 16. Take a shot to the end zone. It's caught. DB lost him. That is some awful defensive back play, but regardless, it's a 3-point game still. It's Sam Houston with 4 to go. And don't blow this, as they'll get the run for 2, and now it's really worrying. 3rd and 8, he stopped a quick 3 and out. And Charlotte can steal this one, down by 10. They suddenly have the ball down by 3, and with 3 minutes to go, all their timeouts. 3rd down and 4. Can they force a 3 and out on their own? And Charlotte! Oh, it's knocked out! 4th and 4, they punt. So they get to have another chance to put this game away. Sam Houston for 6. 2nd down and 4. Running the ball. Running through for a first down. And breaking up a tackle. And he gets out of bounds, though. It's an injury timeout anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Needed still maybe another 2 first downs to end it. 2nd and 5. Charlotte down to 1 timeout. Throwing the flats. There's another one that's close. 3rd and inches. First down will end it. He's got it. That'll be game. Sam Houston does hang on. Thought they maybe needed 2. They only needed the 1 first down. Everything broke just right for them. And Sam Houston takes themselves onto the board with a conference championship win, playoff appearance, and playoff appearance for UMass as well, but none for Charlotte's. Poor Charlotte team cannot get in the mix. But Eastern Michigan, hey, credit to them having the best punter, I guess. And then UMass and Sam Houston getting second-team All-America pass catchers, a tight end and a wide receiver, and South Alabama with a linebacker in. So let's go to UMass, who's up 13-0 on Pitt right now, number 9 seed, and they're taking on the number 8 seed Pitt on the road. And in a little bit of cold weather, some snow and sleet in the ground, 30-yard line, Pitt. They may be down by 2 scores, but they are at the 30-yard line with the ball, throwing here on 2nd and 10. Nope, they will scramble, slide for 5. 3rd down and 5. And the throw outside, picked off! UMass with the interception. And they could even not only run away with this game, but like, hey, we're in shutout territory in a playoff game for UMass. If they could pull that off, how incredible would that be? As a throw over the middle for the first down. On the run, he got it out, and he got it accurately to his receiver, where they are in Pitt territory, running through to the 29. And they could look to maybe even make it a 3-score game in the red zone. First down to the 18. 8 minutes to play. Will they be stopped inside the 5, down to the 2, for the 3-score lead? Touchdown, UMass. And this game, it's not over yet, but it might be over, especially if Pitt cannot score this drive. And that's a Very impressive play to get out of that one with a big gain. To the 41 they go, 2nd and 10, scrambling and running for the first down, and another about 20 yards on the play. So a couple of chunk plays already on this drive, and outside, get another first, get by a defender, take it the distance, touchdown Pitt. And hold on, that was a very quick response. 6.5 to go, and UMass, now can they find maybe a field goal to go up by 16, or at least take a chunk of the clock off? We'll run for 8, injury timeout. I mean, hard to take down the clock when there's a timeout every other play, and that is another first down run. We'll go under 6 minutes to play from the 40. Screen is tackled for 2. 3rd down and 6. It's long distance field goal range. Can he get at least some positive yards? Outside! Oh no, it's underthrown! Picked off! And Pitt with the interception. That could have been like a touchdown, I feel like. If that ball was out in front, in stride, I think he's gone. And instead, Pitt with the ball back. 5 minutes to play. Sacked. 3rd and 12, though. And can the UMass defense salvage it here? Take a deep shot. It's incomplete. 4th down, but they're going to go for it. No surprise here. Still down by 2 touchdowns. And this one's caught. Break a tackle. Gotta catch him to the 16. And Pitt's pulling things out of nowhere right now. And the quick inside hit is going to be for 6. They had a slant route that I think had a chance there. 2nd down to 4. Step up, throw it out of bounds. And 3rd down hits from the 9. He's looking for the end zone. Tipped it incomplete. 4th and 4. Gotta go again. Do you have another 4th down conversion in you? End zone. Touchdown. Yes, they do. And somehow, Pitt has made this a 6-point game. And UMass, there's still plenty of time for Pitt. Like, that's the scary part. Plenty of time. 2nd down and 3. And UMass has not been able to have as much playoff success as that semifinals year. I'm looking for something, but, like, they get stopped, and it's quick, and Pitt still has all their timeouts, and now there's a flag after a catch, and everything's going wrong for UMass right now. It's a flag on them. Call pass interference, but I mean, I think they'd rather just take the completion for 17. Still, I mean, you're just struggling in every way possible right now. 3rd and 7, and step it up. Flinging one down the field. He's got a step. It's got it. How did he get that one? Everything's going Pitt's way right now. Everything. And they're at the 12 now. 2-minute warning has hit. 3rd and 4. Inside the 10. Goal to go. Is it going to be a comeback from 20 to 0 down to a win maybe? 2nd and goal from the 5. Hit. Ball. Into the hands of a linebacker. Oh, he got hit. That ball could have been an incompletion very easily, but instead it's going to be a game-clinching pick 6. And everything was going the way of Pitt until it wasn't right then and there. On one play, everything changes. And Pitt is now down to under a minute to play, down on timeouts. And I think we're going to see a UMass playoff victory, barring a miracle. He's sacked up 3rd down. 4th and 17. And for one more try, take the shot deep. It's incomplete. UMass is going to win. So awesome to see UMass get another playoff victory and not have it just be that one season of success in the playoffs and just get bounced immediately every other time. Sam Houston, it's your turn. Do you have a playoff win in you? Can you get on the board? 24-10 is the score right now, though. They're down to SMU, and SMU just lost. That was 18 yards on a sack. Oh my goodness, 3rd and 16, so they'll obviously not get a first here. And they'll just make room for their punter, but it's going to be good field position for Sam Houston. They're down by 14, though, and they need some big plays on offense as they'll have a handoff. And that'll just set them up with 3rd down and 5 at least. 3rd and manageable, definitely 4-down territory from this spot in the field. Won't have to worry about it, though. Got the first of 39. And they'll drop and throw again. 4-man rush. That's a nice job from the interior line. Get it out right on the run, right before he gets past the line of scrimmage for the first. That's a nice job there as well. 25 yards out. And another run for a gain of 10 to the 15. as they'll go with a run again. Keep it on the ground. It's working. And they'll get to the 4 for a 1-score game. First and goal to the back. And touchdown, Sam Houston. Put the pressure on SMU in a 7-point game with 7.5 to go. Could you have another successful defensive drive? Well, SMU is making it a little bit better in their offensive possession last year. That ended with an 18-yard sack, essentially. How about a nice first down pass, then a 3-yard run. Now another one out to Sam Houston territory. Very quickly, they're finding themselves inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20, down to the 11. And just like that, SMU has responded with a great drive to push it back to a 2-score game. He's hit. Will it be a field goal, though, or a touchdown? 3rd and 7. It's looking like it'll be a field goal. Sacked, as they will settle for 3, but it's a very crucial response regardless for SMU to make it a 2-score game. And now throwing for Sam Houston, where they probably have to go through the air the entire time. 4-down territory, slant incomplete, 3rd down and 5, as they'll drop and throw for a receiver who can't hang on. 4th and 5, needed here, got an open man, and he'll make it for 20 yards. But another conversion here from 1 yard out on 3rd and 1. Runs through a defender. Give him 12 to the 37-yard line. We'll see if they'll even think about settling for a field goal if that opportunity presents itself. I'd have to imagine so, unless it's 4th and really close. 3rd down and 3. Maybe here's a tell, as it will be 4th and 1. It's close. They'll kick the field goal. I understand it. I wouldn't have been opposed to trying to go for it, though, as SMU now can kind of put themselves right back in the same position if they respond with a field goal drive of their own and maybe put this game out of reach. But maybe they'll just straight up run the rest of the clock out as well. We're down to 3.5 minutes to go from the 48. Pass outside into Sam Houston territory and to the 36. He stays in bounds. 2:40 to go. And tipped and incomplete on the screen. No one even contested him, and he dropped it. Well, 3rd down and 9 as the screen. Oh, what in the world was that? I don't know. I thought that was about to be a pick or something. Well, that's going to be somehow a 1st down. And no, well, that is an interception. What are you doing, guys? SMU might have just choked their opportunity to end this game. I mean, at the very, you could have just kneeled it every time. You wouldn't have taken the rest of the clock out, but you would have just been able to kick a field goal, make it a 2-score game. Now SMU, they got to play some defense here with 34 yards to go, making a big run down to the 8, gain of 26, and now Sam Houston for the tie, short and incomplete. Time is not an issue. It's just a matter of can they get those yards. They'll get closer, make it 6 yards, 3rd down and go for the 2, and the run is stopped. And for the game here, 4th and goal. Sam Houston for the tie. He'll throw underneath. But not gonna have it. Game over, and Sam Houston loses 27-20. SMU really got away with that interception. They should not have even been in that scary of a position, but now we move over. UMass taking on Alabama. Well, this is going to be a tough one. 13-0, Alabama, who's like a 90-plus overall team, and that's going to be a 31-17 game. So can UMass not let Bama pull away and actually make this a game here? I mean, it's 14 points, so it's not like it's done, but you know how a team like Alabama is going to get. The further you go when you're outmatched in talent, the more of a discrepancy and the more margin for error it gets really shown here as you get passes like that, 4th down and 4, where you got to punt the ball away, whereas Bama's quarterback probably isn't going to be making passes like that on a 3rd down. Instead, they're just going to run for pretty good gain, another run, another pretty good gain, another first, and they will give it to them. So this is where you're getting in trouble as Bama fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by UMass. That's what you needed, though, a fumble, and now UMass takes over, and now they fumble the ball, and now Alabama has it back. Come on, man. That's, how are you going to see a fumble on back-to-back plays? That does not ever happen, and now Alabama's in field goal range, and that might have been the only bit of hope. You needed to tilt the turnover scale in your favor, and with it being leveled like that on those 2 plays, you've let Bama score a field goal now and go down by 17 points. Give them a little bit of a chance here on this drive to see if they could score. they don't, though, I would imagine it's going to be all over. From the 45, they'll set up the screen. A little bit of space, they'll at least get past midfield or right at midfield. 4th and 5, though. Now really your game on the line, it looks like, and it's incomplete. Bama takes over, and, well, 17 points is not enough of a lead because they're going to go and find themselves in the red zone again. We jump to a 3rd down where they do not convert. So a field goal will make it a 20-point lead with 5.5 to play. And we'll catch you with some highlights here. UMass drives all the way down the field. 4th and goal at the 5. And they do score a touchdown. It took them 3 minutes to get there, though. So an onside kick, down by 13. And Bama scoops it up. And that will essentially do it because Bama will just run through this UMass defense for another 1st down. Run out the time, and they even put up another touchdown just for good measure. Why not? And that will do it. So UMass unfortunate to not get 2 playoff wins and not go back to the semifinals, but they at least got 1, and I think, Sam Houston proved they were competent. And for Charlotte, I do feel bad that they haven't been able to find their way in. Missouri State had a 2nd-round draft pick running back, which is pretty cool. 2 first-rounders for UMass. Look at that. That's cool. We'll see them have a 65th overall freshman class, which is, pretty good relative to what we've been seeing, but it's all about the transfer portal class for these teams, I feel like. And UMass, 6th transfer portal class, 4 4-stars. They just keep getting better and better in the transfer portal. The fact that they're putting up, consistent now top 10, top 15 portals, that's crazy. Kent State, meanwhile, has fallen all the way down to the bottom of the conference with a 3-9 record. Missouri State 6-6, Charlotte 6-6, Sam Houston 8-4. What is going on here? UMass is also unranked. What the heck happened this year? Everybody fell off. I mean, UMass is still 9-3. They're pretty good, but we get a random conference championship appearance from UL Monroe, and you can see, I don't think it's a shocker that UMass is quite literally running away with this game. And a touchdown for UMass, long run, breaks the game wide open. They'll win the conference championship 31-7, but I don't think it's a surprise with all these teams unranked. There's not going to be a single playoff appearance from anybody here, and that will be a very quick season. I mean, literally nothing really happened. Also, credit, Ball State's had a couple of wide receivers. The passing game's been doing pretty good stuff. They've had a couple of wide receivers in the running and in the All-Americans, as they also had a safety. It's just a shame that they haven't been able to do anything when they get those high-end players. I guess the rest of their roster just stinks. UMass wins their bowl game. A couple other teams got bowl game appearances as well. UL Monroe with their most successful season, a 10-win year overall and a conference championship defeat. But still, like I said, most successful year as a whole. Sam Houston didn't even get 2 years, it looked like. They got 1 year. And UMass sends another 4 players to the NFL. 2 quarterbacks got drafted from them. I don't know what. They got a QB factory down there at UMass, or up there at UMass, I should say. They're up north. Up there at UMass, they got a QB factory going because they've had a couple of quarterbacks get drafted. And they dropped down to the number 11 transfer portal, but still a really good portal. Charlotte also 24th. It's another good portal, another good acquisition of talent for UMass. We're going to enter season 12. We're nearing that endway point, just 4 years to go. UMass 7-5. What's going on, UMass? You still have the best team roughly in the conference. Up top though, Charlotte is ranked 11-1, Akron in the conference championship. So another, kind of a new team just getting involved here. UL Monroe has kind of a 1 year, hey, we're in the conference championship, even though we're not really all that, playoff ready or good or anything like that. They got blown out. Charlotte though, well, they are looking to see if they can maybe not only win the conference championship, can they make the playoffs finally? They're 24th in the country, so it's not going to be easy. They need some help, and they need to be the best group team. But they're up by 11 right now, so they can kind of do their part and do all that they can. I guess if they would have went 12-0, they'd be probably top 20 in the country, I would imagine. So, I guess Charlotte will just kind of look back and say, man, if there were a couple of seasons where things broke a little bit differently, we would have been able to make the playoffs by now. But for Akron, they're going to have an incomplete pass. They're not going to convert on 4th down. And Charlotte is looking to break this game open, maybe make it a 3-score game for themselves. So take home a conference title as they're inside Akron territory. And they'll run. with nice blocking from the receivers, he'll get to about the 30-yard line, make it the 31. And they'll run again. And they'll get another solid gain of about 9. So everything going the way of Charlotte. As from the 22, no gain, 3rd and 1. Handoff. Finding a little bit of room. That's really good patience right there. That's really good. They're just eating them alive on the ground. My goodness, man. From the 16. Go 3rd down and 8. Are they just going to run it again? Yes, they will. They have no fear. And they get a first. And they get a touchdown. No, not quite. 1 yard out. Handoff. Stopped. And for the 3-score lead, it is a touchdown, Charlotte. And that could be your finish. Akron is down by 18. We'll see what they have here. I don't know how much it's really going to be, but can they pull off a spoiler comeback, really just crush Charlotte's dreams once and for all and make sure that they maybe never make the playoffs? I still don't know if they're going to make it, but they at least have a chance if they get this win. And a convincing win maybe could convince people to bump them up in the rankings a little bit more. Maybe they can get to around 20th in the country and it would be enough. Akron sacked, and it'll be 2nd and 21. And the throw outside makes a man miss, but he is down for 3rd and 12. And in the air he goes. Caught. But it'll be 4th down and 5 with the last chance for Akron. He's got the first, so it's not done yet. Akron can make it a 2-score game. End zone, they will. Touchdown, Akron. Onside kick now in an 11-point game. Picked up, and Charlotte has the ball back, but Akron still can get a stop here. But I don't know if they will. The run game has just been so unguardable for this Akron defense. It's crazy that even with the overall of Charlotte not being crazy high, there's still such a big talent gap between the Charlottes and the UMasses when we see them on the field, between these Akrons and UL Monroes, who, you know, the overall doesn't read as significantly better, but like they have way more talented players. So eventually Charlotte, though, 4th down, they actually are going to go for it and just say, hey, you know what? We're going to end this game right now. Touchdown, Charlotte. They did not want to do a whole field goal, 2-score game, give Akron a chance to hang around. You know what? I'm here for that. Just go for the kill shot. They got it. 42-24. Charlotte with the win. And for a playoff appearance, it is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Poor guys. Akron, though, hey, this tight end really good stuff for Akron. And Eastern Michigan even put up some All-Americans. But I feel bad, man. Charlotte gets to smack Ohio in a bowl game 50-14. I mean, cool. Good for them, I guess. But, you know, not cool for our viewing experience, seeing them go 13-1, 18th in the country, and get left out. So we move to the final 3 years. We are running out of time. UMass is, you know, climbing little by little with the recruits. You can see, though, it's just such a hard climb to get freshmen as like even UMass, like 2.5-star, 3-star type of team. They did have a much worse portal class because they were not crazy this year, but like it's a tough climb to get these teams good freshmen. It really is. Let's go to the next season where Bowling Green's at the bottom and Kent State's still at the bottom. Missouri State's out of the running. Akron 6-6, and oh my goodness, Charlotte, this might be your best chance. It's UMass back in the conference championship. UMass Charlotte. This is I think the most common matchup we've had. I think this is like their 3rd time in the conference championship. Maybe their 3rd time. Like, we haven't had, at least, you know, for as good as Charlotte and UMass has been, they haven't made the conference championship against each other like every single season, which is kind of interesting. I think this is their 3rd, maybe 4th. I could be remembering wrong, but Charlotte's 12th in the country, and they're 12-0. Hey, I said last year they were 11-1, like 24th. I was like, oh, if they went 12-0, they could have been there. But now they are 12-0, so they should be here, and they should win this game and punch their ticket to the playoffs finally. UMass is on the outside looking in, and it's 35-32 right now. So UMass, in a high-scoring game, has the ball, has a 3-point lead, has a 3rd and 4, has a defense on the other side, getting them down for a sack. Charlotte with the ball back, and the run for no gain. 2nd down and 10. They'll throw inside, hit, incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Will it be a UMass defensive stop now? No, it will not. Right along the sidelines of the 49, and Charlotte Needs maybe another first for field goal range and a leaping grab. Give him 17, 18 yards on the play. That'll be presumably enough for a field goal, but can you find the end zone? It's 3rd down and 8 pretty quickly after. And the completion, he hung on to that one. That is a heck of a catch. And I feel like you got to cash in now after your receiver just did that for you on 3rd down. It's a loss of 1. 2nd and 11 now after the new set of downs. Screen. 1 man to beat for the end zone. That's a great open field tackle. 3rd down and 6. Stepping up. Running. And I think he just chose the wrong lane. That was terrible vision from the quarterback. But, you know, they still will get a field goal on the drive. 35-35. UMass in a tie game. I feel like from an overall perspective, this I think was like the highest Charlotte team that I remember seeing, and UMass has been a pretty high overall consistently relative to their peers, you know, rocking mid-70s, high 70s even, as 3rd and 1, that run for the 1st down to the 39-yard line. Pump fake, throw inside, caught, and a first, keeping the drive pushing to the 27-yard line. 5 minutes on the dot. They go handoff and through the middle for another first, and to the 12-yard line. Can they find the end zone here? And UMass hands it. He's down for 5. You could do really anything here on 2nd and 5. Take your time. You could go with the run game, play it conservative. 3rd down and 3. They will go play action here, but don't move left and throw on the run. Touchdown. You put that defender in a lose-lose situation, and he chose nothing, so I guess he didn't commit to anything. He didn't commit to stopping the quarterback. He didn't commit to covering, and, well, it's a touchdown. 42-35 Charlotte, though, not going to go quietly, as I think they're more determined than ever to make this playoff run. Finally get to the playoffs, despite being like the 2nd best team in this video. They've watched other teams that they are better than make the playoffs over them. And any given season, it feels like Charlotte has been right on the outside looking in, and they're trying to just make that appearance. From the 23, 3 minutes to go, inside screen. He's down to the 13-second and inches in the red zone. And make an adjustment, he'll snap. And he'll tuck, he'll run, he's inside the 10. Goal to go from the 10. Now make it 2nd and goal from the 8 after a 2-yard run. He's hit, ball almost could have been picked if it floated up for another half a second longer. 3rd and goal from the 8, fire to the end zone. It's gonna be incomplete. That was a tough one to make. 4th and goal, maybe Charlotte's only chance. It's incomplete, there's a flag. There's a flag. It is pass interference. Put them at the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal. They punch it and touchdown. We're going to be headed to overtime. And the throw, UMass, under 2 minutes to play. Can they get a 2-minute drill? We set up 3rd down and 8. We'll see how aggressive they play it with a minute and a half to go. And the throw! Oh, no, you cannot do that. Picked off, Charlotte. You might have just handed them this game. And from the 12, they'll go to the 10. But it's up to just UMass to burn their timeouts and hope they don't run the rest of this clock off and score. 3rd down and 5. Need a stop. Got the stop. You burn all your timeouts, but Charlotte, you still gift wrap them. A short field goal with a minute 14 to play. You now need to go down the field quickly. As the pass is caught, you got to do it with no timeouts. Short of the 1st down, make it 3rd and 1. Hurry back to the line, 52 seconds to play. And the throw, he'll throw on the run. Day ball, what a ball! Caught to the 23. Are you kidding me? And they will play it safe, I think. And maybe take one shot to the end zone if they get an opportunity. That's an incompletion, 3rd and 5. So here might be their one shot if they want to. They don't. They run it. They'll take it to overtime if a field goal can go through here. And we are headed to overtime, 45-45. Somehow got themselves to overtime despite that interception. And we got maybe the best of the bunch of the conference championships here. 45-45 in overtime. It's Charlotte ball first. Ball is incomplete. 2nd down and 10. From the 25, they go draw. And he loses yards. 3rd and 11. It could be them settling for a field goal as they go run. But nope. It caught him off guard with the run. And that'll get him to the 11. 1st down. Can they find the end zone? 2nd and 9 from the 10. Another run. They have to throw it eventually. 3rd and 6. Here's might be where that throw comes in. As from the 7, he'll take his shot to the end zone. Picked off. Take it out of the end zone. Oh, he's going to take it for a game-winning pick 6 in overtime to steal a conference championship. Unreal finish. 51-45, and UMass has done it again. And Charlotte, your consolation prize is still your first playoff appearance, though. Somehow, they moved up. I will say, I think they deserve to be there. They are right there with them. We got even award. We got an academic player of the year for Kent State. I don't even know how they determine that. I'm gonna be real. Actually, do you guys know how they determine that? I have not a clue how they determine academic player of the year. But hey, man, what a play, and a freshman running back making All-American for UMass. A couple of All-Americans. Charlotte, though, well deserved. And we'll get into playoff action. UMass and Miami of Ohio, so a little battle between two smaller schools in the playoffs. Can UMass collect another playoff win? It's 20-14 and a completion. They are winning. They got the ball. They're at the 41, and they're looking pretty good right now, even though they're on the road. As a completion for 4. I mean, it's just crazy that they've been able to pull out some of these, like, conference championships. They've only lost 1, I believe. They've made so many, and you thought Charlotte was finally going to get their 1 on them, and even then in overtime, it just doesn't happen. And now UMass with the opportunity to just pull further ahead. And, you know, by the time we tally things up at the end, I don't know. I mean, like, there's still a chance. I mean, hey, if Charlotte goes on a run, Charlotte goes and wins a national championship, hey, there's a conversation to be had, but UMass right now is looking like they're going to tack on another playoff win with a touchdown here to make it a 2-touchdown game, 2-point conversion to even make it a 14-point full game, and nope, he gets sacked, so still 2 touchdowns, but if Miami of Ohio does do it, it'd be for the win rather than a tie, presumably. 8 minutes to go, 3rd down and 9, he is sacked. Give UMass the ball back from the 48, run straight through the middle. If he was a little bit more patient and let that block develop, he would have been, I think, gone. Instead, he got a little too excited, ran into a defender that still had a chance to bring him down. He at least slowed him down, got him down, and prevented what would have been a touchdown. 3rd and 1 draw play stopped. 4th and 1, they're going for it. I don't hate it. I think this could be big as they tossed it out. An untouched touchdown. UMass turns it into a 3-touchdown game. 33-14 for the win. And yeah, I mean, Miami, Ohio stood no chance, it seemed like. They were firmly the better team, UMass was. And now we move over to Charlotte in their playoff game, where they finally got to punch their ticket to the playoffs. And well, they're making the most of it, seemingly. They're up 20-7 on Iowa. Iowa is in the red zone, though, and they'll scramble for gain to the 1. 3rd and inches from the 1, so they can still get a first without scoring, but they don't have to worry about it. It is a touchdown, Iowa. And they'll be down by just 6 now, so can Charlotte hold off that rally and that comeback to maintain a lead here and get their first playoff win in their first try? But 2nd and 8, they're sacked, loss of 8, 3rd and 16, and the handoff is not a bad run, and is even close. That was a lot closer than I thought it would be. And Iowa takes over, and on the second play of the drive, oh no, touchdown, Iowa, 63 yards. And it's all of a sudden a game where Iowa's winning. They were just down by 13. Now they're up by 1 in 2 minutes. And Charlotte is getting sacked now. And this is just going terribly. Okay, I don't know what's happening all of a sudden. 3rd and 2. Gotta do something, man. He's hit. It's incomplete. Oh my goodness, they're gonna have to punch. Charlotte is playing a disastrous, 3 minutes of football right now. And, I mean, you gotta do something, because Iowa is now fully confident, fully in hand, fully believing that they are going to win this game, when it looked like just a few minutes ago they needed a lot to make it happen. And now they're another run, and Iowa getting exactly what they want to do. A lead in the fourth quarter where they can just go ground and pound. The running backs averaging like 9 a carry, so that's already an issue you got to deal with. 3rd down and 8, chance to get off the field. They'll go on the flats. He's got a completion, and they're in that long distance field goal range. They will go for it, and they're actually trying to do exactly what UMass did. A toss. Doesn't get a touchdown, but it does get a first down. So that works out the 30-yard line. In the flats they go, and Iowa keeping their drive going with just over 5 minutes to play. And the throw over the middle. Oh, no, knocked away. I thought he had it in his hands for a moment. And Iowa will end up settling for 3. So, I mean, they have now scored another possession. And it's 17 unanswered. I'm going to be real disappointed in Charlotte if they can't get anything on the board in this quarter. Can't at least put up a fight here. Like, this is just frustrating on their behalf. So 1st and 10, though, from the 46. Just over 4 to go and another sack. It's only 3 Iowa sacks this game, which isn't a crazy amount, but, like, they've happened in the fourth quarter, basically. 3rd and 22, you lost more yards. And now what? 3rd and 22, just a short check down to the tight end. You're not even going to have a chance there. 4th down, they punt it away. And Iowa can just straight up end this game right now as they're going to get hit, lose 3. But, like, you get a couple of first downs, and it's all over as they'll run for another 5, 3rd down and 8. Got to get off the field, and they will. Iowa quarterback was really conservative sliding there. He shouldn't have slid, I feel like, but now you're at a spot where it's now or never. You're out of timeouts, 2:40 to go. You don't score here, you will lose this game. They had a first at the 33, and with 2:38 to go. Outside, short, got the completion, 6 yards tackled immediately. 2nd down and 4, just don't get sacked. Stop running backwards! He loses so many yards. 3rd and 18 on the run. What a ball, though. He makes up for it at midfield. And I guess that erases that sack, but, like, that's still an issue here. Stop getting sacked. Over the middle. Got a curl for 9. 2nd down and 1. And he'll take a shot down the field for the end zone. Incomplete. 3rd and 1. Just got to get 1 yard to keep the drive moving. And it's tackled right at the line. 4th and 1. Game on the line. And it's incomplete. Charlotte loses. And that is such a disappointing fourth quarter in the playoffs. 17-0 in the fourth quarter. And now we move to UMass, who has a chance to get back to the Final Four. And they are taking on Alabama. And, well, they've taken on Alabama before. Didn't go all that well. This time around, it's looking a lot better. 21-12. And they're winning against Alabama. They have the ball in Bama territory. And maybe they can take out Alabama this time. As from the 44, blitz in from Bama. Get it out inside of the screen. As it'll be 3rd down and 5. You're in that long distance field goal range. Read option. This quarterback actually doesn't seem too fast. From the 42, they punt, so no 59-yarder, no going for it. Just going to hope their defense can keep doing what they're doing, because 12 points on the board, they have not been able to succeed all that much. But now a deep ball where he's got steps and he's got a completion. That is some success. If that ball was on the money, I think he would have been off and running for a touchdown. So you really got to go and score one here to make it worthwhile, because you maybe missed out on an opportunity if that ball was a little bit better thrown. 3rd down and 10, though. Can they get that conversion? And he'll fire one to the tight end, down to the 5. Gain of 20. 1st and goal for the 1 score. Late sack for a loss of 6. 2nd and goal to throw with time. Moving, running, and down to the 8. 3rd and goal. From the 8, swing it out to the back. The receivers are blocking well. 4th and goal from the 1. And they're going to kick it. They're going to kick it. I know it makes it a 1-score game, but man, 4th and goal from the 1. Oh, that's just, could have done a little bit more. And I think we have ourselves what could be an 86-yard touchdown, UMass. Straight out the gates, out of nowhere. And Alabama is now throwing an interception on their next 2 plays. What a just turn of events right here. I mean, that went from a game that could have been 21-19, and now it's 28-15, and UMass, They have the ball at the 25. I think they can do this, and they can get back to a semifinals appearance, 2nd and 1 from the 16. They find the end zone here. I have to believe it might be done for. 3rd down and 4, and they'll go quick out, and it's incomplete. 4th and 4. They're going for it. I don't know about this call, and so picked off. I really don't love that. You kick the field goal. It's a 16-point game. I mean, that's... I get wanting the kill shot because a touchdown ends it, but Alabama, I mean, just one 2-point conversion stop could essentially end it and make it a 3-score game. As now play action with 5 minutes to go, they go inside for the tight end. It'll be another 6, and we'll actually give them 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. And the run is not going to go anywhere. I mean, they at least are containing the quarterback run pretty decently. 3rd down and 7. Don't prove me wrong. As he can't break contain and he's sacked. 4th and 12, and maybe it could be all fine if you get the stop here. Take the shot, team. What a ball. Touchdown, Bama. Unbelievable throw. Oh, my goodness, man. 28-22. And now UMass... Oh no, 3rd and 3. Do not let this happen, man. 3rd and 3. Come on, do something. Somebody get open. It's caught for the 1st down. There's a flag, though. It's a flag, and it's going to be illegal touching. He stepped out of bounds. Come on, that's going to cost them possession of the ball, and Bama takes it back. And this is just such an unfortunate series of events. A 4th down miss, then one of the best passes you're going to see all video, and then an illegal touching to end their drive. Now Bama breaking a tackle, getting free inside the 25. He's over 400 yards passing, 2.5 minutes to go. End zone shot, and in coverage, caught. And just everything going Bama's way. And they got the lead now by 1. Still, though, have a chance if you're UMass, if you can just score one more time. As a run on 3rd and 12, and they can't get anything. 4th and 15. And maybe game on the line here. Step up and throw. He got hit incomplete. Bama with an easy 1st and goal taking over. And a touchdown here doesn't end it. But it is going to be a touchdown, and it's going to be scary. Now, you need a touchdown or a 2-point conversion if you're UMass. And sacked on their 1st play of the drive. Where did it all go wrong for UMass? I would say not kicking that field goal isn't the only reason that you're here, but that is a big one, because if you would have just caught a break on a 2-point conversion or something, you'd be in a different type of game right now. 4th and 1, they get the conversion, though the game is not over yet. They are down to their final timeout. 52 seconds to play. From the 44, hit as he's throwing. It'll be 3rd down and 11 with 48 seconds to go now. And the throw again, and over the middle, he just missed them. 4th and 11. Here's your game. Caught, hit, 1st down, he hung on. Not done yet, at least. 35 seconds, and incomplete. 3rd down and 10. How many can you keep digging yourselves out of? 30 seconds to go. And outside, it's incomplete. 4th and 10. Is this the finish? And it's another first. Another conversion. That's the final timeout. 19 seconds to play at the 17. Moving right. Sacked. Sacked with 13 seconds. Clock running. You might have one play, maybe 2. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Snap, throw is incomplete with 1 second to play. You have one more chance. Gotta put it up for the end zone. Here you go. It is incomplete. And UMass loses. That is so unfortunate. They had that game. They really did. They really had it. I mean, you were up 13 points with the ball in field goal range, and you went for it on 4th down. That's unfortunate. That just really is unfortunate. But UMass got another playoff win on the board. Look at the recruiting. We have 2 years left. Year 14 and year 15 incoming. And for the transfer portal, did that help out UMass get another good portal class? 30th, but Charlotte actually got the better class. It was the 10th one. So we'll see. Can Charlotte find their way back to the playoffs? Year 14 is here, and well, I for some reason didn't capture the records, but yeah, we're in the conference championship. I don't know, that was just a mistake on me. You know, when you're doing 15 to 20 hours of recording, you kind of just, you know, make a mistake every once in a while. But the bowl game, I'm showing you this just to show you that UMass is stomping out Bowling Green right now. Charlotte did not make the conference championship. And UMass is just rolling 30-3, 37-3, and 40-3. And that will be your game. UMass gets the dominant 40-6 conference championship win. They're number 18 in the country, so they could be onto the playoffs. Maybe. And they will be. They will snag that final seed and take on Florida State. So Bowling Green also gets an award winner. Best defensive player, Quentin Jones, 85 overall linebacker, gets all those awards, All-American. And we'll head right to the playoffs where the only team representing is UMass. So hey, you get my obligatory one a video. I can plug Florida State Dynasty because we're playing them. So check out Florida State Dynasty if you want to. Or not. It's up to you. It's okay if you don't. But UMass is up right now 10-6 in a rainy Florida State field. Here at the 25, though, the Seminoles getting to 3rd and 1. It's scoring range. Haven't been able to find the end zone yet, but can it be this time? No 4th and 1. And they will go for it, a jump. They got a free first down. And he didn't even catch the ball. That would have been a stop. Oh my goodness, man. You jumped. That would have been a stop. And now they get a free new set of downs, a second chance. And from the 13, 2nd and 6, they go run, and they go end zone. Touchdown, Florida State for the lead. That's brutal. I mean, you should have had the ball back up by 4. That offsides, just don't let that be what costs you, as you'll find a man outside and then just a flat-out drop. Oh boy, that is a second brutal mistake. 3rd down and 13, and that's going to end up being... Oh my, that's 2 possession-changing mistakes. That's like, you had to stop offsides, you had a first down, you dropped it, didn't convert the 3rd and long, give it back to Florida State. That is 2 major mistakes, and well, it's kind of what you get when you're playing with a smaller margin of error and some players are maybe less prepared for the big moment, especially on the road against a hostile crowd. As Florida State is going to have it 3rd and 9. And the throw from the 40. And he'll get a man with separation for 21 yards. Handoff. Got a run for 5. And UMass, don't let them score another touchdown. Please keep it a 1-score game. 3rd and 2. Here's the chance to do that. They don't do it, though. Touchdown, Seminoles. And that'll be a 10-point game now. And that is just 2 major mistakes, and now about a sack on 2nd and 15. They are not looking quite the part of a team that we thought could maybe go on a bit of a run. I think they've had better years. And now it's 3rd down and 3, tackled. I mean, are they going to punt too? No, they will go for it with 6 minutes to play. 4th and 6, and they do convert, and they do get the first down for a gain of 19. Now we jump ahead to another 3rd down, though. How about 3rd and 12? What about this one? And that is an incredible throwing catch, actually. That's a lot of credit to them. That's about as tight window as it gets. 2nd and 11. Catch again. Another tight window, another throw, another good catch. That it just, hey, where was that earlier on? 1st and 10, though. Draw. Give them 7 yards. 2nd down and 3. Go ground game. And no gain. 3rd and 3. Keeper. And will they settle for 3 here on 4th and 2? They will. Get it. That makes sense. All right. Field goal is good. 7-point game. 1 score. You just got to get off the field. But Florida State, can they get themselves maybe 3 first downs to go ahead and win this one? 2nd and 2. There's not going to be a first. It's 3rd and inches. It's close. Quick throw outside. There's the first down, though, with 3:20 to go, so that's first down number 1. Will they get 2 more brought down here? UMass going to start burning their timeouts after this play, most likely. Quick throw. Got it for the first. Again, now that's number 2. And 1 more could do it. Tackled. Final timeout. And they will burn it here But now here it is. The game on the line, 3rd and 2 for the win. He'll get the first. It's exactly what I said, 3 first downs, and that did it for him. Florida State wins in a game where they just got a little lucky with some of the breaks that they got. That offsides is just, that's an unforgivable one, I feel like. That is brutal, but hey, it is what it is. We have 1 year left. One more opportunity for these teams to see what they can do. And here is what we have for the recruiting. I mean, UMass finally got up to like a top 50 freshman class, which is, again, little by little better. And they got the number 8 portal class. Kent State also got like their best portal class, I feel like. That's pretty good. 3 top 20s. Like, the portal really was like the thing for these guys here. So we get to the final year, and here are the results. And you can see UMass up there. They're 8-4. They're out of it. UMass is done for the video. And, well, the only ranked team we have is Charlotte. They are 12-0. Welcome back Sam Houston to a conference championship. That's cool. As Charlotte, 25-24 is your score. And they are the only hopes left of doing anything. And, hey, if Charlotte does something crazy in this final season, conversations might need to be had if they go and make a national championship. They still have to win this game, and they're up by 1. They still have to get into the playoffs, which no guarantee, and they still have to do their thing in the playoffs, which no guarantee. But, this sets us up for maybe the best possible challenge for UMass. I don't think any other team, I guess if any team won a national championship, like, it could reasonably surpass what UMass did. But, like, Charlotte especially has had many years of success and double-digit win seasons and everything. So, like, they would be the best chance, I feel like, if it's not going to be UMass. 12-0, could be 13-0, and still up by just 1. But Sam Houston's not getting a whole lot going here. As on 3rd and 10, he'll scramble. He'll get the first down, though, and move it to Charlotte territory. Trying to play spoilers here for Charlotte, and if Charlotte loses this game, the video's done here. The video will be over as sacked 3rd and 11. They got another conversion in them, though. They do not. They will have to punt. Charlotte takes over and throwing underneath. Got a first. Got another nice gain, about 19 yards. 6.5 to go, and screen will get them about 4 on the play. And can they make their second playoff appearance? I'm rooting for it to happen. I want to see some drama at the end of this video. I want to see something crazy happen to see if Charlotte can, because at the end of the day, we are trying to kind of like crown a winner here. This is a competition throughout the 15 years, not just each individual season, as they'll take a deep shot, incomplete. And from the 30, they go 2nd and 10. And outside, got a man, down to the 2, gain of 28 now, as for the touchdown, is in. That still keeps it a 1-score game, though, but an 8-point game is a massive lead to have with 5 minutes to go, and also you are the better team here. You just got to hold on for 5 more minutes, and you could be getting another conference championship and headed back to a playoff appearance for the 2nd time. And on 3rd and 4, you get the sack. So you're going to take this ball back. And now from the 43, go outside and just give us a couple of first downs maybe, or any other score for a 2-score lead. And there could be your conference championship. 4 minutes to go. They go option, pull it out, get to the tight end. He's got a first. He's down to the 30. The room at the 29, so field goal range acquired. Quick hitch. And getting the clock run down to about maybe 3.5 minutes. I think they're, not taking their time as much as they should. There was 30 seconds left on the play clock. Now, again, they'll leave another 30 seconds on the play clock, and then they'll throw an interception. Charlotte, are you good? Because you could have done a whole lot more damage on that drive, at least with the time. Sam Houston's going to get one more really good opportunity here, and they're going to try to make the most of it. All right, well, you gave him about 30 yards on that play. Play action. Sacked. No, he got rid of it. Incomplete. 3 minutes to go, 2nd and 10. Got him in on the outside. Close. Stop for 3rd and inches. And now keeper for the quarterback. Got the first, just barely. Sam Houston, this is your final chance, I think. I think this is it for you. 2nd and 4. Direct keeper. 3rd and 4 with 2:18 to go, and the handoff for the first down. 24 yards away at the 2-minute warning is the final play before it. He'll scramble. 10-5 down. He goes at the 5, sweeping to the outside, tackled for 2. 2nd and goal from the 3. Keeper. Oh, what a sack. Unbelievable to get that one down. 3rd and goal. Could it be the game saver for him? He'll scramble again on 3rd down. Get him down at the 3. 4th and goal for the game. He'll try, but he goes down. And Charlotte, for the win, is not only got the stop, but they got the 1 first down, and they have won the final of the 15 conference championships. And their playoff fates are just barely, they get the 12 seed. They are in, and their defensive tackle wins a Defensive Player of the Year award and will make an All-American team. That's the only All-American that we have. And from here on out, whatever happens with Charlotte, well, this is going to be it. As Charlotte is taking on TCU on the road, 13-0 with our 2nd ever playoff appearance in this video, 14-6 though, with TCU on top with the ball in Charlotte territory. Things are more so looking the way of TCU here, but can Charlotte turn things around, maybe make a big play as they reach for not the first down, not quite, 3rd and inches, handoff, got the first this time, and inside to the 14-yard line. 2nd and 10, handoff. And he's got 3 more. Can you get a big turnover, though? And no, you can't. 4th and 7. You at least hold them to a field goal try, but it's going to be an 11-point game with 8.5 to go. And you haven't scored a touchdown yet all day. Can you do it this time, though, on this drive? 7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3. They go turn, hand, and just stuffed in the backfield, 3rd and 9. Will it be a 4-down try here? Incomplete, 4th down, and they will not go for it. 8 minutes they feel is enough time. I don't disagree. I feel like if you go for it and don't get it, that's just game over right then and there, where you could still get a stop here. Here's your chance, 3rd down and 6, and they won't get it into Charlotte territory, and now they score another touchdown especially. This is, I think, going to be over a 1 and done. Come on, Charlotte. Put up a little bit more fight. Come on. You're all that's left in this video. This could be the final game. Inside the 10 to the 7, gain of 20. And TCU is finding the end zone. And that is a 3-score game with 6 minutes to play. And Charlotte, that's a big run. I mean, I'm still going to give them a little bit of hope here as they have, still 6 minutes to play. And a big gain here to the 30, 25-yard line he goes. 2nd down and 8. And the throw. Just got to play, basically perfect from here on out. But this isn't so bad. You get into the end zone. Come on now. 11 yards away. Oh, no. Jump the screen. Picked. Take it back and say goodbye to Charlotte. Yeah, he said goodbye. He's waving. And that should do it. And it will. So, don't go anywhere just yet, because we still have one last thing to get into, which is the stats and all the info. I charted everything for these teams, everything that they did. I put it all into, I had a whole spreadsheet and everything, and we'll see what the results are from 15 years, 16 zero-star teams, and what they ended up doing throughout the time. And I guess this could give you a little bit of info for your dynasties and what you can come to expect. Now, obviously, putting them all into the same conference does jumble things up a little bit, but like I said, most of the zero-star teams are in the MAC anyway. You got Charlotte's in the American, and got some Conference USA and stuff, but it's Sun Belt too. But this is what you're generally going to expect. And here is the national championship Heisman stuff, of course, that I always show at the end of the video. We didn't obviously have anything relating to that. So I split these teams up into 5 tiers. And well, there was 2 teams that were very special. We go to tier 5, and this is the bottom barrel, biggest piles of garbage that you will see. Southern Miss and Georgia State Oh my goodness, this is terrible. So, they were pretty on par with one another. Win-loss record, 55 and 54 wins for the two of them. 3 stars. There were nobody who got 5 stars, so there was no point in charting that, but Southern Miss got 8 3-star players. Georgia State didn't get a single one. None of them made a conference championship. None of them even made a bowl game. Obviously didn't make a playoffs. No one got drafted in the first round, or the second, or the third. Georgia State had 2 day 3 picks. Southern Miss had none. No All-Americans, no award winners, and their recruiting ranks, yeah, I mean, 128th for Georgia State. Hey, that's why I got a Georgia State Coach Mode Dynasty that you could check out, where I'm doing a full-on series with them right now. I'm 2 episodes deep, so if you want to see that, you could go see how I'm doing with them. And their peak overall wasn't actually that bad. 69 overall is your peak overall. Isn't even that bad relative to some of these other teams, but these guys stunk. Tier 4, these teams very much hovered around that 70-win area, and were a little bit better season to season, and even in the case of Akron and South Alabama made a conference championship. They did lose it, but they at least made it. Middle Tennessee wasn't all that good either, but their peak overalls, you could see, were 66, 65, 66, so lower than the 2 teams below them. But you can see they're recruiting 122nd, 123rd, 124th on average. That's pretty crazy. You know, 106, 106, 98 portal rank, so they were not able to get a lot of talent. All-Americans, though, Akron did have 2, and they were able to produce 1 draft pick for Akron, 1 for South Alabama, nothing for Middle Tennessee. Nobody got drafted. I find that so funny that you go 15 years and not a single player from your school gets drafted. But all of them had 1 or 2 bowl wins, and I mean, maybe at best had like 1 minorly successful season, but really nothing else other than that. We moved to Tier 3, which is our resident just mid-tier. And mid-tier for these teams are all below 500. And even, I guess in the case of NIU, was able to, you know, have not 100-plus losses, but all these teams, 85-ish wins. NIU got to 91. These teams had a little bit more success when it came to getting some 3 stars, where you could see up to 34 for Buffalo. Buffalo even won a conference championship. They fell off so hard. It is hilarious. Buffalo was a conference champion, 5-1 in bowl games. All of that was in the first half of the video. Second half of the video stunk awfully, never even made a bowl game. Like, just insane, because if we were charting this based on just like the first half, if this was just like a 10-year video, Buffalo would have been pretty up. Like, they would have been like Tier 2 maybe, but I don't know what happened for them in the final like 7 to 8 years. It was rough, but shout out Ball State making 5 bowl games and losing all of them as well. But yeah, Buffalo had 1 conference championship appearance. UL Monroe had 1. Ball State had 1. NIU, Eastern Michigan, none, but they had 2 bowl wins. And, you know, their peak overall, 66, 67 overall, roughly around the same area. So I think these teams all kind of fit into this area. They weren't egregious, awfully, terribly bad like the other teams below them, especially the bottom tier teams. This is about like a normal outcome for a 0-star team, I'd imagine. Tier 2 are the teams that I would consider more of a success and like an encouraging sign. And all 4 of these teams, I would say, had their moments in the spotlight. And I think it's really interesting. Bowling Green, you know, ended up with the 3rd most wins in the video. Never made a playoff appearance, but also ended up 7-4 in bowl games. They were consistently really nice. They just never made the playoffs, but they had 3 conference championships appearances. They had a conference championship win. They had their moments. Kent State had their little 2-year run. They made the conference championship twice. They made the playoff appearance that one time and lost, but still, again, had their moment. Missouri State had their moment. They made the playoffs, even won a playoff game, which is something none of these other teams did. And, you know, 2 conference championship appearances. Sam Houston, 2 conference championship appearances. And very impressive, though, 7-1 in bowl games. 0-1 in the playoffs, but 7-1 in bowl games is pretty good. And all of these teams was able to produce a day 2 player. None of them had a round 1 player, but they were all day 2. I had to implement the day 1 just because only 1 team had a first round pick, but, you know, we'll get to them. Obviously, they're a tier 1 team. But a couple draft picks for them. All-Americans, all of them had at least 1. Kent State, Bowling Green even had an award winner. The portal classes got a little bit better, even for Missouri State, Kent State, 74, 78th. And the team overall, as you can see, Missouri State, their peak overall, they even peaked at a low 70s overall. And for Tier 1, I'm very well aware that UMass is very comfortably ahead of Charlotte, and I would say a tier better. I wasn't going to make a whole tier for Charlotte alone and then a whole tier for UMass alone. You know, that's just kind of seems like unnecessary. And Charlotte did have a lot of things comparable to UMass. I mean, they both made 8 conference championships. Charlotte was 4-4. UMass was 7-1, though. They both pretty identical when it came to recruiting 3 stars. It's just UMass had 4 stars actually go to their school. 7 of them actually went to their school, but the win-loss record, both of them averaged double-digit wins a season. It's just the big difference here is the high end, which was the playoffs, the first-rounders, and at best, I mean, UMass was a pretty decent team. You get to the high 70s, like, that's pretty good. And I also have to give them a lot of credit. Look at the average portal ranking, and especially because the first couple of years, their portal classes weren't that good. I mean, if I were to do, like, just the last 10 years, like, UMass had a couple of top 10s, top 15s. Like, they had some really good portals. And, you know, I've done videos in the past, College Football 25 and 26, where we, like, do the best of states and, like, we do the best of, like, other things. And I do, you know, watch these smaller schools become good schools. It's a lot harder this year. It is a lot harder. UMass is the only school that became a legit, like, contending, decent team, right? Because Charlotte has good success here, but again, you know, you're beating up on a lot of 0-star schools. It was kind of like somebody had to win. But UMass actually became a good school, became a really good school. Whereas in the past, I've had times where, you know, in other videos, like spoilers for the old videos, where, you know, we implement an FCS school, they're a 0-star, 1-star school, and they end up becoming like an 85, 90 overall team, and like they have the capabilities of doing really anything. I know for some people that, like, they love that. It's a lot more realistic this year when it comes to just, it is hard to build a good school from the ground up, especially for the CPU. Maybe it's almost too hard for the CPUs, but I mean, UMass is a pretty good result here. So they are obviously the winners of this video. They averaged, you know, 10 to 11 wins a season, 4 playoff victories, a semifinals appearance. They were the only team to even get a 4-star. Like, that's another thing. 15 years. And only single team to get a 4-star player, only single team to have a guy drafted in the first round, and the only team to hit above a 75 overall. You can kind of see how hard it is. I hope that gives you a little bit of a picture here, so let me know what you guys all thought of this video, and like, subscribe, all that stuff to help me out. Let me know what else you want to see, what other types of videos, if you want to see more videos in this format, just with other ideas and other teams. Let me know what you want to see, as I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.